A service of KIBMRadio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio. A service of KIBMRadio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
USA, the greatest entertainers in America, is requested by you, the men and women in the United States Armed Forces throughout the world. Command Performance, presented this week and every week till you're home from the hospitals and back from over there. Hi, gang, this is Ken Carpenter, hauling in the super-duper Christmas edition of Command, a sparkling package loaded fuller than ever with the top talent and tunes, the kind asked for in your gracious letters to us, care of Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. Yes, guys and gals, once again, it's that certain, that wonderful time of the year, the time you find icicles hanging below the eaves, gay presents waiting below the tree, and your Aunt Hepzibah waiting below the mistletoe. As the hall is heaped with pretty packages for you, and here comes one of the prettiest packages now. The contents are delectable, and there's certainly nothing wrong with the wrapper. It's that lovely star of Letter to Three Wives, the gal who plays Maisie, Ann Southern.
Well, thanks a lot.
Look, Ann, after this shindig, you must come up to my place for a drink. Will you do that? I got some wonderful liquor. I'm serving Tom's.
Can you mean Tom and Jerry?
No, just Tom's. I couldn't find out where Jerry hides his liquor. Then, Ann, look, I'll play Santa Claus. I'll let you sit on my knee.
Gee, do you think I can stand it?
Oh, now, how about it, Ann? Is the deal? Will you come over and sit on my knee?
No thanks, lover boy.
Now, wait. You're not afraid of fatherly old Santa Claus, are you?
Ken, it's not the Santa that scares me, but you've got the wrong kind of claw.
Okay. All right. Now, what's the first item of business on the show?
Well, as you said, we've got lots of goodies for the gang. And in charge of ripping off the wrappers, untangling the tinsel, and popping the corn is a famous fellow that some people know as Edmund Gwenn.
Yes, but we know the truth, don't we? He gave himself away in a documentary movie called Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes. He's really that jolly gentleman, His Royal Highness, His Eminence, Santa Claus.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Santa Claus, how's everything been going for you this year?
Oh, it's been tough sledding, Ann.
Tough sledding? How come?
Well, no snow.
Oh.
Now, are you folks having a good Christmas?
Well, Santa, I must say I got some pretty strange gifts.
Oh?
Yes, Bing Crosby gave me a toupee curler, and I haven't got a toupee. Michelle Perrier here gave me a mustache cup, and I haven't got a mustache. My wife gave me a cane-bottomed chair. Well, thank goodness I've got a pillow.
Tell me, Santa.
Yeah?
Did you have a hard time deciding what to give the Hollywood movie stars this year?
Well, Ann, I think I took care of them rather well.
Mm-hmm.
I gave Sidney Greenstreet just what he'd always wanted. A full-width mirror.
Oh, how...
And Jack Benny, Jack Benny asked me for some pocket money. Mm-hmm. So I dropped by the First, Second, and Third National Banks.
Mm-hmm. And what did you give Jack?
Nothing. I found out he already owned the first, second, and third now. And I gave little Margaret O'Brien a cute set of blocks to play with. Yes. You're right, my dear. You're quite right. A cute set of blocks. On Wilshire from La Brea to Doheny.
Well, now that was very sweet. What say we start looking into these packages addressed to the gang?
Yeah, very well, Anne, but we have so many attractive bundles here, it's hard to know where to begin. For instance, here. Now, here's a great big grab bag addressed to all the gang at the KIBM Command. Let's see what happens when I pull this trip.
I'm back in the saddle again, out where a friend is a friend, where the longhorn cattle feed on the lowly distance. Back in the saddle again. Well, howdy, folks. This is Gene Autry, and a real Merry Christmas to everybody. Yes, sir, there's something about the Christmas season that just seems to bring people closer together. And there's a lot of things that make this wonderful day what it is. Tree, the holly, the mistletoe, old Santa Claus himself. But the greatest of these things is friendship. I'd like to bring out a friend of mine. He's everybody's all-around favorite, and just about the greatest singer in the country today.
Frankie Lane couldn't make it, Gene.
Oh. Well, it's really great having you with us, Bing, anyhow.
Well, I guess it's better than an empty chair. Say, Gene, aren't we being a little informal, a little casual for such an auspicious occasion? We should eschew nicknames and address each other by our full given names.
All right. That's all right with me, Bing. What's yours?
Harry Lillis Crosby. Oh. What's yours?
Orphan Eugenie Autry.
Hi, Gene.
Hi, Bing. Well, how was Christmas with you?
Oh, big. Always have a quiet little shindig, though, over at the house. My brother Everett plays Santa Claus. He has a knack for it, you know.
Oh, your brother Everett has got a knack for playing Santa Claus?
Oh, yes, been putting it in the sock for years, that boy. But what's the... Look, we better get down to business here now and get this big epic rolling. So why don't you start off the Parade of Stars, Gene, by getting together with the Andrews sisters. I'm sure everybody's waiting to hear you sing the song that sold over 1 million records for you. Here comes Santa Claus.
Well, Bing, I kind of thought maybe you'd sing first.
Oh, no, you don't. Now, you got your guitar strapped on your back. You're ready to go. Do it.
Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeers pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Here comes Santa Claus, down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that is filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, what a beautiful sight. Jump in bed, cover up your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
You're next, Bingo.
I'm ready. It's your song, huh? This may kill it. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He'll come around when chimes ring out that it's Christmas morn again. Peace on earth will come to all if we just follow the light. So let's give thanks to the Lord above, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Oh, yeah. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane.
Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. Hang your stocking and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Yes, sir.
Well, Gene, leave us not tarry here. What's next on the agenda?
We thought it'd be a real treat to bring a couple of our good friends down from Canada. It's a pleasure at this time to introduce you to Lisa Roy, Jock Norman. Get up. Well, just want you to make yourselves right here at home, folks. Lisa, Jock.
Merci. Merci beaucoup.
And I would like for you to meet Bing Crosby.
Ah, bonjour, Monsieur Crosby.
Oh, Monsieur Crosby, je suis très heureuse de vous voir enfin. Je vous admire tellement au cinéma.
Oui.
Et nous profitons de l'occasion pour souhaiter un joyeux Noël à nos amis du Canada.
Oui.
Vous et Monsieur Autry êtes toujours les favoris des Canadiens, et les Canadiens vous adorent.
Oui, I'll bet she runs out before I do.
Well, how's everything going in Canada, Jock?
Oh, wonderful, Gene.
Jock, don't you think that right now would be a good time to send Christmas greetings to all of our friends up in Canada?
Well, we'd love to, Gene. We'd love to, of course. I would like to say Merry Christmas, or as we say in French, Joyeux Noël à tout le monde.
And I would like to add, merci d'avoir été si gentil pour nous. Merci à vous tous.
Folks, in English, that means howdy.
Well, kids, the last Indian runner that reached the stockade brought reports of your smashing successes up there. Why don't you give us a little sample?
It was better than that.
What you do to factor the folks, huh? Let's hear some of this.
Well, all right, Mr. Crosby.
So agog in Canada.
I will at least start by singing La Vie en Rose. In America, it's You Are Too Dangerous, Chérie.
Oh, this sounds lethal.
TNT.
Everybody duck.
Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. You're too dangerous, chérie, too dangerous for me. I know I can't resist you. You're too beautiful, chérie. What will become of me? Will I regret I kiss you? Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est toi pour moi, moi pour toi dans la vie. Tu me l'as dit, l'as juré pour la vie. Et dès que je t'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat.
Somehow I understood every word.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much, mesdames et messieurs. And now Jacques Normand will sing Il faut de tout, which means It takes all kinds to make a world.
Il faut de la pierre pour les sculpteurs, il faut des poings pour les boxeurs, des notes pour les musiciens, des océans pour les marins, il faut des gendarmes pour les voleurs et des gibets pour les tueurs. Il faut l'impôt, assurément, pour vous enlever tout votre argent. Il faut de tout pour faire un monde, des brunes, des blondes, des hommes de taille moyenne, des femmes frisant la soixantaine, des petits nains et des géants, des timides et des truands. Il faut de tout pour faire un monde, des minces, des rondes. Faut de tout, évidemment, pour faire un monde. Il faut des ponts pour les clochards, il faut du vin pour les pochards, de l'amour pour les amoureux, des thermomètres pour les fiévreux, des discours pour les ministères, des marches pour les militaires. À chaque pays, une capitale. Au Canada, faut Montréal. Il faut de tout pour faire un monde. Des brunes, des blondes, des hommes de taille moyenne, des femmes frisant la soixantaine, des petits nains et des géants, des timides et des truands. Il faut de tout pour faire un monde. Des minces, des rondes. Oh, de tout évidemment pour faire un monde. Pour faire un monde.
French Jack Smith, isn't he?
Yeah.
Très charmant.
I see you do all right with that.
Yeah. I kick it around. I'll tell you later. Gene, what's your plans at this moment? What's the caper?
Well, I think right now we ought to have just a little encore from the young ladies who helped us out on that Santa Claus number a while ago. You know the old saying is, 2 is company, 3 is the Andrews sisters.
How you doing since you got back from abroad, gal?
Swell,
So you got the arrangement of Jingle Bells with you today?
Yeah, we're off.
Well, wait for me. Wait for Dad.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ring in a one-horse open sleigh.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun to ride and sing on our sleighing song tonight.
Jingle bells, you jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. All the fields we go, and we're laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making the spirits bright. Oh, what fun to ride and sing our sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open. Oh, we have a lot of fun. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Mr. Keith.
Well, now now, let us follow Santa Claus as he merrily wends his way through the clouds, swerving this way and that to avoid the skyriders who are up there singing Vaughn Monroe songs. Santa's on his way to deliver Christmas cheer.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. If I don't stop hearing those jingle bells, I'm going to go nuts someday. Whoa! Whoa, Dancer, whoa, Prancer, whoa. Patty, Laverne, Maxine, whoa.
And Santa sees a lovely chimney, looks at it and says,
"Oh, there must be a beautiful gal living in this house."
He looks down the chimney and he sees Ann Southern.
Oh. This chimney isn't the only thing that's well stacked. No. well, here I go.
Oh.
That's the frightened. Don't be frightened. It's only me, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. You're a wolf, too?
Oh. You know, it's so nice to meet such a promising young star.
Thank you, Santa, but you can turn off that gleam in your eye. I'm not promising you anything. And by the way, you're just the man I want to see.
Oh?
I'm a little disappointed with that alarm clock you gave me last Christmas.
That was a very good alarm clock. What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? I'll show you. Listen. See? It's 2 minutes slow.
Well, I brought you some other things last year that you asked for. How about that new boyfriend I gave you?
Oh, that old thing. Oh, gosh, Santa, I wish you'd help me out. It's so hard to figure out what to give people so that you'll break even, you know.
I know you're only kidding. You're really a very generous girl. You know, I watched you last year, you know. There you were, tying your presents on the tree. First you tied up a present for your mother. Then you tied up the presents for your sisters. Then you tied up the presents for your family.
And then those two good-looking soldiers came to dinner.
Yes, and then your family had to tie you up.
Santa Claus, you old peeping Tom. But I really think you're adorable. I love everything about you and about Christmas. Gosh, you know, a girl can always tell when it's getting near Christmas around here.
Really? How?
All the majors are wearing mistletoe instead of oak leaves.
Yes, and a lot of the soldiers get to come home and see their girls around Christmas time, you.
Oh, no, not all of them. Some of the boys refuse their furlough.
Refuse their Christmas furloughs? Why?
Well, they just don't want their sergeants to get lonesome.
Oh, well, Anne, it's been wonderful visiting here with you. I must be on my way now. I've got to put in an appearance at lots more places. What time is it, anyway?
Oh, well, just a minute. I'll look at my clock. It's still 2 minutes slow.
A package addressed to all our listeners, and especially to the fine customers in Japan. It's a bunch of fellas who borrowed some washboards and started getting music out of them. Gang, you love their radio and picture work, and here they are on your Christmas command, the Hoosier Hot Shots.
Hello, Santa Claus! Hi, Santa Claus! Hello, Santa.
How are you, boys?
Tell me, fellas, tell me. Did you like the present I gave you this year?
Well, that was some sneaky trick giving us a Bendix laundromat.
Oh, Santa Claus, what a dirty thing to do.
You know that contraption's been driving us nuts.
Yeah.
Gosh, boys. Now, tell me, didn't the machine wash your clothes? Won't it wash them?
Sure, it washes all right.
Well, then what's wrong?
We can't find a way to play it.
Oh, well, I see. Well, I know something you certainly can play. Something you certainly can play. Now, how about your own inimitable version of Put On Your Old Red Flannels?
Well, that will do.
Good.
Are you ready, Hezzy?
in your BVDs.
Put on your old red flannels and you can bet you'll never get goose pimples. Put on your old red flannels, for I can see there's gonna be cold weather.
Maybe it's cold.
Put on your old red flannels below the knees, or you will sneeze much better.
Now you better cover up your weakness when it starts to storm, because your imagination will never keep you warm.
Put on your old red flannels and have a care, or you will wear a lily Playboy balloon.
Like jelly, you better button up and cover up your stomach.
There's gonna be cold weather.
That
was swell, eh?
You know, Santa, something tells me it's time right now for an encore from the Hoosier Hot Shots.
I'd like nothing better.
But Hot Shots, I didn't get to meet you fellas. Which of you are which?
Well, I'm Ken. I play trombone parts on the Little Brown Jug.
I'm Gabe. I play trombone parts on Little Brown Jug.
I'm Gil. I play trombone parts on the Little Brown Jug.
Oh, my name's Hezzy. I empty the trombone.
Well, kids, how about pouring out a little mellow melody for us? What have you got on tap?
We thought we'd do etiquette blues and tell the boys over their house to maybe they should eat their Christmas dinner.
That's it, Hezzy. Take it away.
I got it. My time, gentlemen?
Oh, you're so right, Gabriel. You're so right.
Thank you, sir. Say, I'm the guy that wrote the book on etiquette. Uh-huh. I know how your fiddle should be et.
Tell us about it, Gabe.
I have writ this little book about mistakes I've saw. Take 'em down and don't forget what I say is law. Now always mix your peas with your potatoes.
Then you got hash.
That makes eating with your knife a sure cinch. When someone asks for bread, grab several in your mitt. Then deal 'em out like you were dealing canasta.
I love frozen canasta.
When you're wearing your goggles, you should eat grapefruit.
Call your shots, Gabe.
Yes, I could mention a lot of things. Friday means it's fish or pork. Always gesture with your fork.
Thank you for your very kind attention.
Tell us more, Gabriel.
Always leave your spoon up in your coffee.
That's wrong.
Starting first with a soup sounds your A. Now the napkin's got to get the food what bounces off on the knife. Tuck your napkin in so it's going to stay there.
Rock, 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 rock.
Always laugh when nothing funny happens. Many other pointers I could mention. Friday means it's fish or pork. Always gesture with your fork.
Thank you for your very kind attention. you for your very kind attention.
Well, Santa, we'd better get on to opening more packages.
Yes, Ken, here's a very small, flat one. Oh, wait, it's a letter.
What does it say?
It says, Dear Santa, I'm a faithful fan of
yours, and I would write in and ask you for an autographed picture of yourself, but I'm so young, I don't know how to write. Santa, I hear you're going to be on the Christmas program, and if you want to give me what I really want most in the whole world, let me hear a song sung by the beautiful voice of that handsome He-Man, the one the girls love so much, Harry Babbitt. And it's signed Harry Babbitt. Oh, wait a minute. P.S. In case this may sound like a phony letter, I swear that I am positively not related to
me. I'm glad you could make it, Harry. Christmas Command wouldn't be complete without you.
Oh, thank you, Santa.
Harry, I hear that last night you appeared on Santa Claus Lane.
Oh, that's right, Ken. And say, what a fabulous thing that Santa Claus Lane is.
Yes, it's beautiful. Hollywood Boulevard is lined with Christmas trees. And then all the movie stars parade by. All of them. Except Lassie.
Oh, that's right. And you know, last night Lana Turner came by on a float. Then Lionel Barrymore came by on a float. Then Phil Harris floated by.
Yeah, good old Phil always gets full of those Christmas spirits.
And then I went shopping, and boy, what a job.
Shopping on Christmas Eve? My boy. Before that, did you ever attend a bargain basement sale?
No, why?
Ye gods. Right into combat with no basic training.
Oh, see, Harry, I'll bet the stores were kind of crowded.
Kind of crowded, Ken. We were packed so close together that when the man next to me got a headache, I had to take an aspirin. When I got a sudden itch, he had to scratch his leg. You know, I got a great song about an experience like that.
I know. Some enchanted evening.
No, Santa. The one I mean goes something like this. Oh. Maestro Perrier?
Everybody stops and stares at me. These two teeth are gone, as you can see. Now I don't know just who to blame for this catastrophe. But my one wish on Christmas Eve is as plain as it can be. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. My two front teeth. See my two front teeth. Gee, if I could only have my two front teeth, then I could wish you Merry Christmas. It seems so long since I could say Sister Susie sitting on a thistle. I show, gee, how happy I'd be if I could only whistle. All I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. See my two front teeth. Gee, if I could only have my two front teeth, then I could wish you Merry Christmas.
magnifique.
Swell. Oh, and here's a treat that'll be well received by all the guys and gals from Nome to Nagasaki, from Guam to Guantanamo. A song from the Pied Pipers.
Fate seems to drift us far apart to make me realize how much your love meant to me. Never dreamed that all the time it was really you, but I was wrong. It's so plain to see. Someday I know that I'll find you again to love you, caress you the way I should have been. Till then, I'll still keep on waiting. I'll always be blue, for I just can't forget you Someday I know that I'll find you again to love you, caress you the way I should have been. Till then, I'll still keep on waiting. I'll always be blue, for I just can't forget you.
What's next, Santa?
Well, now, Ken, comes one of everybody's top favorites. Star of radio, stage, screen, and command performance. It's the young man with the horn. And he grew it himself. Bob Hope.
Thank you very much. How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? You through? Thank you. Well, here it is, Christmas. This is the day I love my fellow men, but at the stroke of 12, back to girls. Yes, sir. Christmas. Yes, sir, that's the day of rest and quiet before you start exchanging your stuff. When I woke up this morning, I thought we had a white Christmas, but it was just a reflection of my tongue in the window. Last night I had a Tom and Clorox. Sort of an oral hot foot. But I want to tell you, it's a great day. I got downstairs too early this morning. It was chilly, even with my bathrobe cord tied, so I went back and put on the bathrobe. But it was an exciting morning. A crowd was gathered outside my door cheering. Someone had hung the wrong kind of wreath out front. Those Pierce brothers are such cut-ups. I came down Hollywood Boulevard to the studio just now, and it was really deserted. I didn't see anybody except 6 last-minute shoppers who were trapped in the revolving door at the Broadway. But we had a wonderful Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, that's when everybody stays in to see how they came out. Did you count up yet? I stayed up late trimming our tree, and at midnight I heard a thumping on the roof. I thought it might be St. Nick, but it turned out it was the landlord putting up seats for the Rose Bowl game. My brother must have had one eggnog too many. He's been standing in front of one of those peppermint sticks in the Christmas tree all morning waiting for a haircut. I didn't sleep all night. I hung my socks up in the fireplace, and I was so excited I forgot to take my feet out of them. You want to catch up? Go ahead. It's all right. It was still better than last year. Last year I hung my sock up, and you know what I found in the morning? A note from the health department. But it's really thrilling to open Christmas packages and not know what you'll find. I came up with 3 ties, 4 sweaters, and a snake bite. My sponsor gave me a raise for Christmas, a pair of Adler elevated shoes. And some... Thank you, Mr. Adler. Some packages were damaged in the mail. By the time I'd opened Phil Harris's gift, it had all leaked out. But I sent Dorothy Lamour a new safety pin, Betty Hutton some vitamin pills, and Gypsy Rose Lee a package of cold tablets. That's all right. Leave it alone. I'll whip that up into an eggnog later. It's all right. I didn't get Crosby anything. I figured no matter what I bought, he'd own the company that made it. And I got 4,000 Christmas cards this year, but I have to send back nearly 1,000 unsold. You know, I did get some nice cards. Frank Sinatra sent me a nice card, but he shouldn't have licked the envelope. I found him this morning in my mailbox, still stuck to the flap.
Mind if I horn in?
Well, Harry James. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Harry James, the man with the horn.
You should talk.
At least I can blow mine without checking with Petrillo. Tell me, who wrote that joke for you, Betty? You know, I'm liable to get mad and stop whistling at her. No, I could never get that mad.
By the way, Bob, I want to thank you for the present you sent over.
Oh, it was nothing, a dozen doilies.
But with your telephone number embroidered on each one.
I'm just trying to get business. There's a lot of competition among us babysitters, you know. Did you get my other gifts, Harry?
Yes, Bob, but Betty and I can't figure them out. A toy horn for me and a picture puzzle for Betty.
Simple, my boy. I thought I'd come over and help Betty work the puzzle, and you'd blow. By the way, for those of you who aren't on the know, Harry James is America's greatest trumpet player and is married to Betty Grable. And for those of you who don't know who Betty Grable is, I have an important message. Ms. Vera Vague would like to meet you at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. She'll be the one wearing knotty pine knickers.
Please, Bob, Betty and I are just an average American couple. Our home life is just like anybody else's. Why, at breakfast, I sit across the table from Betty reading the morning paper.
You fool, you.
No wonder you read it upside down. Of course, I don't eat breakfast myself.
Why not?
I can't stand the noise.
Command Performance's Christmas show presents Harry James and Company and Tuxedo Junction. Santa, this is the day of days.
It certainly is. And you know, this is a day of deep religious significance, celebrated throughout the world wherever the message of the Prince of Peace has lighted men's hearts. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth, peace to men of goodwill. A day of holly and mistletoe, Christmas trees and candles in the window, and the light of faith in our hearts. In the universal spirit of Christmas, the celebrated star of the Metropolitan Opera and Pictures, Lauritz Melchior, sings O Holy Night.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. This is the night of the dear Savior's birth. he break, for the same is Obromo, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy, grateful chorus praise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord, and heaven praise thee, his word, glory, evermore proclaim his word and
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. The most beautiful gift even Santa Claus could ask for.
Well, Santa, what's next on our Christmas list?
Well, Ken, I thought the gang up in Alaska would like a touch of Christmas back home. So for further details, suppose we turn to an establishment that I've been visiting for the past 15 years. The Jot 'em Down store in Pine Ridge, Arkansas. And its popular proprietors, Lam and Abner.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells,
Well,
jingle...
Abner, would you simmer down for a minute?
Huh?
I want you to listen while I run through this poem I'm going to recite at the young'uns' Christmas party tonight.
Oh, you going to recite a poem?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. They wanted somebody with good speaking voice and lots of personality.
Oh, couldn't find nobody, huh? Well, you'll do just as well. What poem are you reciting, Lum?
It's a Christmas poem.
Well, sir, now you chose a good topic for this time of year. You sure did.
I thought it'd fit in good.
Yeah.
Well, you sit there and listen.
Yeah, go ahead. I love Christmas. Happy Yuletide. Just love it.
'Twas the night before Christmas.
Oh, I enjoy Christmas. My favorite holiday. Go ahead, Lum. Start your poem. I'm just dying to hear it.
Well, keep still then.
Yeah.
'Twas the night before Christmas.
Oh, that's sweet. I just love it.
And all through the house.
All through whose house?
Just any house.
Huh?
Any house. And all through the house.
It's a vacant house, huh?
All through the house, not a creature
Is it
was...
vacant?
No, there's a family living in it. Got some young'uns.
The Bates' place.
Not necessary.
Well, they've got young'uns, little Duty and Dulcie.
All right. Make it the Bateses then.
I can't understand why it's so quiet around there, though. There's the noisiest two little brats I ever know. Well, go ahead, Lum.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house... What's the matter?
All through the Bates' house.
All right, all through the Bates' house.
Yeah.
Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Might be caught in a trap.
Will you keep quiet? A mouse. Their stockings
The
were...
mouse is stocking?
No, silly.
Well, I was going to say, no wonder they couldn't hear the mice if they're running around their stocking feet long. Go ahead.
Their stockings was hung by the chimney with care.
Oh, that's sweet. They could have hung them with a nail, though.
In the hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
Who in the world is Nick Lassoon?
Who?
Nick Lassoon, you said you hoped he'd be there.
I said in the hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
Yeah.
That's Santa Claus.
Oh, I see, yeah.
The children...
That's the first time I ever heard him call Nick Lassoon, though. But it's your poem. Go ahead, Lum.
I'm trying to. The children were nestled all snug in their beds.
That's Duty and Dulcie, bless their heart. Bless their little heart.
While visions of sugar plums danced through their heads.
Bless their... Visions? Well, no wonder they're so quiet. Them young'uns is sick.
Will you stop interrupting? Let's see, where was I?
Them poor little varmints.
Oh, yeah, dance. And Mama in her kerchief.
Miss Bates dancing at that time of the night?
And I in my cap.
Was you over there dancing with Miss Bates,
Oh,
Mom?
for goodness sakes, Abner.
Well, you ought to have taken your cap off. It ain't polite to dance with your cap on.
I weren't over there dancing with Miss Bates.
Who was it then?
I don't know.
I'll bound you I know. Is that Nick Lassoon?
Would you just hush up and listen? You got me so mixed up, I forget where I was at in the poem.
Nick and Miss Bates was dancing, cutting a rug.
Yeah. Or no.
They're going to wake up them kids, too.
And Mama in her kerchief. And
in her what?
Kerchief.
Gesundheit.
And I in my cap.
Yeah, you better keep your cap on long as you're catching cold, sneezing that away. Go ahead, Lom.
When out on the lawn there rose such a clatter.
Old man Bates coming home, huh?
No, just listen to the poem and you'll find out what it was.
Go ahead. I'd love to find out what that racket is. I'll still bet you old man Bates is mixed up in it some way, Lom.
I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter.
Doggis, could you hear it clean over at your place?
Abner, would you keep quiet,
That's
please?
more than likely how you caught that cold, Lom, running around your nightshirt that way. Go ahead.
Away to the window I flew like a flash.
Good for you.
Tore open the shutters and threw up the sash.
Just barely made it, huh?
The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below.
Lom, don't change the subject. What was that racket going on out there in the yard?
I'm coming to that. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
8 tiny? Lom, do you actually claim you seen a herd of midget reindeers running around the Bates' yard?
I told you to keep quiet. More rapid than eagles.
Now it's rabbits and eagles.
He whistled and shouted and called them by name.
You better lay down. That cold's give you a fever, Lom.
Get away from me. Now, Dasher. Now, Dancer. Now, Francis.
Now, Lom.
On Comet. On Cupid. On Donder and Blitzen.
Lom, watch your language there. Oh, wait a minute. There comes Grandpappy Spear.
Yeah, howdy. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Howdy, Grandpap. Doggies, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, it's time to go over to the Christmas party. You fellas ready? Aye, Granny's I am. I'm getting out of here right now.
Hey, Lom, come back here. Oh, me, Grandpap, this is the worst one Christmas I've ever saw.
Why? What's the trouble?
Ain't you heard? Lom's got to go over and recite a poem when he's so sick he's got hallucinations. The little Bates young'uns are laid up with the visions, and their mama's downstairs dancing with the Mr. Nick Lassoon. Old man Bates is out in the yard raising a ruckus you can hear all over town. No, you better go to the party by yourself, Grandpap.
Well, ain't you coming?
Oh, no, I better stay here and wait for the call.
What call?
The one from the coroner. If old man Bates ever catches them two in there dancing, that Nick Lassoon's a dead goose.
Fine team, that Lovin', Abner, eh?
Oh, say, Santa,
Yeah?
I've been wondering, what's in this little music box? A subdued little nursery tune?
Why don't you turn it on and see?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ye gods! Harry James playing Cottontail. tuned for the second hour of Christmas Command Performance. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information. It's still Christmas. It's still your big special command performance, and we're still with the big man of the year, Kris Kringle, Mr. Santa Claus.
Right here, I think that for our sentimental listeners, we should present a heart-clutching song of nostalgia, sung by a lovelorn soul. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cass Daly singing Together.
Laughed at the rain together, sang love's refrain together, and we both pretend it would never end. Ah, gee, isn't that beautiful? One day we cried together, cast love aside together. Why, you're gone from me, but in my memory, we always will be together. Boy, and the both dreams and would never end because you ran away from my best friend. Friends may forsake me, I'll let them all forsake me. You're gone from me, but in my memory, we always will be together, 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 together. Whoa, salt and pepper go together, bread and butter go together, dad and mother go together, so why can't we go together? Hope and Crosby, they go together, Jones and Gracie, they go together, Spencer and Tracy, they go together, so why can't we go together? We stroll the land together. Ah, laugh at the rain together. You're gone from me, but in my memory, we always will be. We always will be together.
Now, Santa, what's that you're lugging up to the microphone?
This is a package addressed to the guys and gals at Castle Point and the Birmingham General, and to all the listeners on the bedside nets. And in it, we find a great visitor. Grand guy, marvelous wit, ready raconteur. He's the salt of the earth.
Oh, you're only saying that because it's true.
Jerry Colonna!
Thank you, one and all, and Merry Christmas.
Colonna, what was that?
Christmas seals.
You open with a yuck. I'll have your hide for this.
All right, but I warn you, it's baggy around the knees.
Jerry, I hear you just did a big show for some boys in the hospital.
Ah, yes, indeed. What a show. I did acrobatics. First, I'd lean over backwards and pick up a handkerchief with my feet.
Oh, wonderful.
Then, for an encore, I'd pick up my teeth with a handkerchief. What a chorus we have with 20 gorgeous girls, all dressed in newspapers.
20 gorgeous girls dressed in newspapers?
Yep. Every time they turned around, you could see what happened to Dick Tracy. Of course, the luckiest guy was John B. Hughes with his views behind the news.
I suppose the finale was colossal.
Sensational, Ken. Just imagine. Gypsy Rose Lee dressed in a copy of the Chicago Sun.
I love to see that evening sun go down. So much for all this stuff, Jerry. I just can't get over my excitement. It's Christmas again. Isn't this a wonderful season?
Well, frankly, this year it hasn't thrilled me so much. No? I got my hands on something I wanted all my life. A big red drum. And then I just couldn't beat it.
Well, why couldn't you beat it? Don't tell me the old incentive was lacking.
Don't tell me the Christmas spirit was weakening.
Even worse, the store detective was watching.
Kelowna, you're just one step removed from a moron.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to crowd you. But Santa, I don't know. This year, even my tree doesn't look good.
Why not?
Well, during the summer, it turned brown. Oh. Then I dug up the holly wreath that Jack Benny sent me last year. What a cheap holly wreath. Needles only played 12 records. Then my kid brother got arrested for doing his Christmas shopping early.
No, Professor. How would he get arrested for doing his shopping early?
It was too early. The store wasn't even open yet. Then I couldn't think of what to get Rita Hayworth, so I walked around and looked in all the windows.
What happened?
Harry Khan come out and said, "Stop looking in our window." But the worst thing that happened to me was last week when this Carpenter character got me a job. A job at a department store.
Well, this sounds excruciatingly interesting. Tell me more. Yes, tell me more. Please, Jerry. Tell me more.
That'd be costing you, Santa. If you say that once more, I'll have to stop twisting your arm.
Oh.
But if you must know, he found me wandering around the May Company.
If it isn't Jerry Kelowna. Hiya, Professor.
Hello, Ken.
What's the matter, Jerry? You look as if you'd been down in the dumps.
Yeah, do you know where your present is coming from?
Jerry, what's bothering you?
Well, frankly, I need some more spending money. Dough, moolah, some Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, some of that long green.
Oh.
I just thought of what I wanted to give to Linda Donnell this year. A diamond tiara.
A tiara?
Yes, it would go so well with her boom d'ay. Can you lend me $5?
Well, I'm sorry, Jerry, but my money's all tied up in cash. I've got $5, but I want to buy my wife that pressure cooker she wants so much.
Oh, hand it over, son. She doesn't need a cooker when she's got a pot like you. Come on, Kensington, talk it out.
Now, look, Jerry, I got a better idea. I'll get you a temporary job. Now, just follow me. Come on.
Job? Kensington, I can't work. I'm delicate. I'm fragile. I'm aesthetic. I'm lazy.
Look, Professor, it's only for a couple of hours, and all you got to do is play Santa Claus. The regular one's sick today.
Ken, do you think I could really fill his shoes?
Well, I don't know about the shoes, but you can certainly fill the throne. Come on, Jerry, hurry up. We'll miss the elevator.
Face the front, please. Mister, don't press your nose so hard against the glass in the door.
I want to case the layout. Don't worry, I won't break the glass.
Second floor, household appliances. Third floor, dry goods. Fourth floor, girdles, stockings, and ladies' lingerie.
Anyone for Band-Aids?
Fifth floor, Toyland.
Oh, this is for us, Jerry. Let us out.
Yes, I'd better see Santa Claus.
My, you're big ones, aren't you?
Well, you can tell this is the toy department. The grown-ups are all playing with the toys, and the kids are standing around crying.
Oh, Kelowna, here's your new boss now.
Oh, how do you do, sir? Oh, wait a minute. You're the nasty-voiced guy that Jack Benny keeps running into all the time. Are you the manager here?
What do you think I am with this gardenia in my lapel? A flower pot?
Frank
Mr.
Colonna, turn around so I can look you over. That's it. My, isn't he a chubby one?
Say. Mr. Nelson, do you think I'm qualified to take the place of your Santa Claus?
Oh, certainly, Mr. Colonna. All he ever does is sit around on his big fat mezzanine. And now suppose you step into the dressing room here and try on the suit.
Okay. See you later, Ken. Say, I'm fast at this stuff. I have to take off my coat and slap red makeup on my face.
Yes.
Now I'll put on the beard like this.
Yes. Why, Professor, that looks grand. Now, that's the makeup you should have on every one of your personal appearances.
Mr. Nelson, this beard is so big it covers my entire face.
Yes. And now, how does the suit seem to fit?
Well, I'm having trouble with the palsy, the stomach. There, that's it. Pretty fast, eh?
Yes. But, Mr. Colonna, the stomach's supposed to be in front. Oh, my mistake. That's you.
Oh, the pants are so baggy.
Yeah, well, Santa, let's off to work. Here come Colonna. Don't just sit there. Stand up.
Nelson, I am standing up. It's the suit that's sitting.
Never mind. Come along, little man, and I'll lift you up on the throne.
Down this aisle?
Yes. Ooh, aren't we devils? We're walking around in ladies' lingerie.
Hey, wait a minute. These things are pretty. I want to buy one of these for my girl.
Yeah, Professor, you can't buy one of those. They'll explain Well, here's Santa's little corner right up ahead. And look at the eager little kitties. Look who's here, kitties. Oh, my, aren't they charming little cherubs? The one at the front of the line is my little boy, little Rover.
Why did you name him Rover?
His mother always wanted a dog. Isn't he cunning?
I'm afraid of him. Does he bite?
Oh, no, Rover never bites.
Then why is he spreading ketchup on my leg?
Well, Santa, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go help the store detective. He tells me he caught a beautiful red-headed shoplifter, and I can hardly wait to make a pin. Happy days!
Happy days.
Santa, I'm Snickums I'm 6 going on 7.
Congratulations. I'm 34 going on Benzedrine. Now, let's get on to the quiz, huh?
Hey, are you really beloved old Santa Claus? The one and only real honest-to-goodness Santa Claus?
Yes.
Why, you dirty, no-good rat, what happened to all my loot? Last year you promised me a mink coat, a Cadillac, and a diamond ring, so what do I find in my sock? 3 lousy, stinking jelly beans. What happened to the mink coat, the Cadillac, and the diamond ring?
Well, little girl, you don't realize my problems. It's pretty hard to make that iron claw drop in just the right place.
Yeah, why don't you go sit in a mousetrap, you big fat piece of cheese?
Your family owns a bathtub.
Yeah, but we never use it. Santa, see these scissors? I want to take a souvenir, a pimento. Something to identify you by.
Oh, a lock of my wavy mustache?
Mustache my eye. I'm taking a lock of your nose.
Hey! That's all. That did it.
Professor, I just dropped by to see how you're doing with the little angels. How you making out?
I'm getting out of here.
Oh, you can't quit so easily, Jerry. Why don't you try your luck with just one more little kid? Try that bright-looking lad.
Well, I'm just an impetuous fool. Come here, bright-looking boy. What's your name?
Lawrence Tetley. I'm 12 years old and I went to Hollywood High.
Walter Tetley, huh? No kidding. You went to Hollywood High?
Yeah, that's why I got expelled. Make this fast, Buster. I gotta get over to UCLA to pick up my M.A.
The Master of Arts degree?
No, my ma. She's looped in the sorority house. Come on, Buster. Come on. Why the third degree? Where's your warrant? What's the rep?
Bright-looking boy, you don't understand. I'm Santa Claus.
Santa who?
Santa Claus. Look, This time of year, who goes flying through the air faster than the speed of sound, whizzing past the chimneys and the red lights, zooming over the housetops?
A California driver.
Kid, you must have some practical idea about what you want.
Well, hey, I got it. I gotta have a blowtorch.
A blowtorch? Son, why would you want a blowtorch?
All my life I wanted to blame down Muddy Wooly. Why, what would you like to give me?
You mean besides a shot in the head? Let's see, I just had an idea. Now, what was it? Oh, yeah, I've got it right in the back of my head.
Good for you, Busty. You got it cornered.
Now I remember. Got it right here. Here you are, son. The perfect tribute. It's an incense burner and a mirror.
Hey, what do I do with an incense burner?
You burn punk in it.
Yeah? Where do I find the punk?
That's where the mirror comes in. Now, shove off, kid. Scram. Bust your compass. Get lost.
Ah, simmer down, egghead.
Egghead? Please. My features are finely chiseled.
Your parents got cheated, too.
Son, you're exciting me.
Ah, pull up your pants. Your pot is boiling over.
Child. Bright-eyed moron.
Why don't you file off that point on your head? I don't think you should be permitted to have anything sharp.
Nelson, I can't take this. This kid is getting me down. He's knocking me out. What'll I do?
While you're down there, why don't you smoke a Lucky and feel your level bad?
Yeah, Ken, would it be all right if I smoke?
No, it'd be funny if you didn't. I just said tie it to your pants.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Here's our good friend, Harry Babbage. What's that you've got tucked under your arm, Harry?
Well, it's a copy of I Remember Mama. Oh. Shall we be on with it?
I do.
I remember Mama so well. Golden hair and voice like a bell, always so neat and sweet as the sweetest rose. I remember Mama so well, and the bedtime story she'd tell, sing lullabies till my sleepy eyes would close. She had worries, how well I know it, maybe more than you and I. There were tears, but she'd never show it. Guess that angels never cry. And sometimes when dreams would go astray, she would hold me in her arms and say, don't worry, my darling, don't worry. Time may dim my memories, and yet I can never, never forget.
contribution to our Christmas command. Santa, you ready with any more presents for the gang?
Yes, but, Ken, you know, I've been bothered all day by a fellow in a baggy suit. And I see his head poking out of my bag right now.
Well, oh, my gosh, Santa. That's a good friend of the gang.
Oh?
He's tops with Armed Forces Radio.
Oh. Well, come here, my good man. Now, who are you?
Me? I'm a general, private transact.
Well, I'm glad to meet one of the Army's finest brains. Tell me something, Sack. What would the men overseas like me to give them more than anything else?
Oh, well, they like they like to play check. Well, you see, they like to see art museum, send them a dame.
Well, what if I run over and see the boys?
Oh, sure, they'll be happy to discuss philosophy. They'll be glad to talk about Shakespeare. They'll play check. Go ahead, but bring a dame.
Remember, you're not in the Army anymore.
He's not?
No, they're particular now.
Oh.
Sack, what are you doing for a living these days?
Making perfume.
For what company?
Oh, yeah, the best. Evening and Chanel number. I'm raising the stink of my own.
I see, Sacky, I see.
Yeah, well, I'm busy all day putting caps on my perfume bottles.
Oh.
Caps.
Yes, caps. You're economical, are you?
Oh, yes, I'm conservative.
Yes.
I'm very... I'm keeping my business out of other people's noses.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Now, tell me something, Sack. What would you like me to get you for Christmas?
Oh, I like some warm underwear. No. I like some laundry sauce. I want a kiss from a gorgeous dame.
Good. Well, Sack, I have one right here. Ann Southern. Ann, do you know the Sack?
Oh, certainly. How are you, Sacky, honey?
Wait, just a minute now. Don't get so excited over this babe, Sack. She's just a woman, like your mother.
There she is?
Yes.
We was wrong.
Ann.
Yes.
And tell me, would you consider kissing the sad Sack?
Why, of course, Santa. Sacky, have you ever had a girl alone?
Why, of course not. I was an honorable soldier. I'm a gentleman. I'm stupid. I did pick a girl up at Griffith Park.
Oh, why, Sacky, I'm shocked. What did you do?
We made we played gin rummy.
Oh, now, Sack, that's a child's game.
Yeah? With real gin?
Blackie, here goes for your kiss. Now close your eyes and pucker up.
Oh, boy. Here's where I get a free harmonica lesson.
This looks very interesting. I think I'll move in on this myself.
Come on, Ann. Pucker up. This time I'll give you my high, slow one.
Here. Wait a minute, Zach. Wait a minute. You don't want to kiss Anna again?
Well, you're right, Santa. It's child. It's infant. The heck I don't. She's wonderful.
No. Now, look here, Zach. Anne may look gorgeous and desirable to you, but she's really not. No, it's all in your mind. Your mind is making a fool of you.
It is?
Yes, and the same thing about kissing, you know. Kissing, it's all in your mind. Your mind's making a fool of you.
It is?
Certainly it is. Certainly. Yes, and you know you don't really enjoy kissing Anne. Again, your mind is making a fool of you. You understand?
Yeah, I sure do. Well, come here, Anne.
Oh, I'm ready, lover boy.
Well, Sack, now wait. Hey, Sacky! Didn't you hear my advice? What about your mind making a fool of you?
There's Santa. Shake hands with an idiot.
All the gang will like it. I know the Air Transport Service will like it, too. A song from the Pied Pipers.
Wonderful, marvelous, you should care for me. Awful night, paradise, what I love to see. You've made my life so glamorous. You can't blame me for feeling amorous. Oh, it's wonderful. It's simply marvelous that you should care for me. Baby, it's wonderful. It's marvelous. Hey, Jack, the way I race with you. Feeling fine, 'cause you're mine, and you're so great. Darling, you made my heart, made it so glamorous. How can a fella get so amorous? It's wonderful, maybe even marvelous. When I kiss you and hold your hand, wait till I give you that wedding band. It's wonderful that you should care for me.
One of the best things about Christmas time is the old stories it brings to mind. We'd like to tell you a particularly beautiful one tonight through the words of a distinguished Hollywood cast, including Francis X. Bushman, William Conrad, Jeffrey Silver, Jane Webb, and our star, our dear old friend, the man who handed me my Academy Award, Donald Crisp
Command Performance presents This One Brief Moment, starring Mr. Donald Crisp as narrator.
For some there are who seek to reach a goal, and some who scoff and look away with scorn. But still the seekers make their way until in one brief moment it is then revealed how great the quest, how wonderful the goal. Now hear the story told on Christmas Eve in Antwerp, where the North Sea meets the Scheldt. The story of a boy, a dog, a dream that did not fade but lives today as proof that faith and charity shall never die. A league from Antwerp, there lay a town amid the pasture land so flat and green, where lines of alder trees and poplars too were sentinels which lined the great canal that glided through the center of the town. And close beside an ancient mill that worked with slowly moving arms, there stood a hut, a humble little place but sparkling clean. And here old Jehan Das had made his home, a man who once had lived a soldier's life, but now could only do such simple tasks as taking milk to Antwerp, to be sold for those few people of the town who helped the old man to earn a livelihood. Within a cart he bore the cans of milk, and at his side to lend him aid there walked his grandson, Nello. So it was one day that Jehan Das and Nello took the road to Antwerp. Quickly walked the boy, as bright anticipation filled his stride.
How long the way to Antwerp has become, and such a heaviness has filled the cart.
You shouldn't leave the village, Grandpa Das, for you've not the strength that once you had. But I am young and strong and much more fit to travel thus upon the Antwerp road.
But young and healthy though you are, my son, I fear these cans would be too much to pull for you alone.
Oh, I do not think that
Come, let us pause, for I must rest a spell before we travel on.
Well, we shall pause.
What means this great impatience in your voice, son? And why do lines of sadness crease your brow? Come, Nello. Tell me why this sudden haste.
There's nothing, Grandpa Das. It soon will pass.
But what is there in Antwerp that draws you thus?
The ringing bell. 'Tis that which bids me come.
The great cathedral bell which calls to prayer?
I want to see the paintings hanging there. The Master Rubens' greatest works of art.
But, Nello, child, you know as well as I that only those of wealth can draw the veils which hide the treasured frames.
Then I shall pay.
With what? The little money we earn thus by taking milk to Antwerp town is dross, a paltry sum which barely buys us food.
I'll get the money somehow, Grandpa Das.
Oh, it's best that you forget your cherished dreams. We are poor, and yet must thankful be that we are given bread and cheese to eat and can afford the hut we call our home.
It is not right that one should be so poor he cannot pay to see beneath the veils. He didn't mean the poor should never see. He would have had to see them every day. I wish that I were as rich as Boss Kogas and owned a mill as prosperous as his. Then I could surely pay to draw the veil.
Forget the wealth of Miller Boss Kogas, for such a wealth will never come to you. And listen to me, Nello. Hear my words. 'Tis better you forget his daughter, too.
Forget his daughter, Eloise? But why?
You know the miller bears you naught but scorn, and sees you as a beggar dressed in rags.
Oh, we are friends. What matters how I live or how my clothes are worn? For Eloise is fond of me, and I am fond of her.
But you shall always live in poverty until the day you die.
Oh, I shall be rich. Perhaps not now. One day soon I'll be.
You're still a dreamer, child. But who can tell? Perhaps your dreams may one day all come true.
They will.
Give me a hand and help me to rise. My arms and legs have once more found their strength, and it's time that we were on our way. And now take the other shaft and let us go. No, it's wrong that we must live this way. Hold fast your hope. For as the good book says, how blessed in spirit are the poor, my son. For heaven's kingdom surely will be theirs.
I know the words that...
What's wrong, my child?
I heard a cry. An animal in pain.
A far-off bird.
No, there it is again.
Why, I hear it now. Where can the creature be?
I do not know. Somewhere near this place. I see it now. It's lying in the ditch.
A dog.
Badly beaten, I would say.
How thin it is. We cannot leave it there.
Here. Put him in a cart.
But gently, child.
Master must have kicked and beaten him and left him by the roadside there to die.
We'll take him home and nurse him back to health.
And could I keep him for my very own? I always treat him kind.
Then he shall stay. And now, my son, we must be on our way.
And thus the dog Patrasche found a home. And tenderly they cared for him each day until at last the dog was well again. And then Patrasche showed his gratitude to Jehan, Das, and Nello. For one day when they came out to get the little cart, the dog was lying there between the shafts, as though to say, now I shall pull the load. They tried to move him, but he wouldn't budge. And so they got a harness for the dog, and every day he proudly drew the cart along the Antwerp road. And now it was the old man stayed at home and rested there, while Nello and Patrasche went their way. And daily Nello made his pilgrimage within the sacred portals of the church, in hope that someone rich might come to pray, and would perhaps draw back the heavy veil, so that he might see the Master's wondrous work. This love of art was Nello's soul, his life. For reared in poverty, untaught, ignored, he had the compensation, or the curse, which we call genius. No one knew of it, and Nello least of all. There was but one, the dog, Patrasche. Seeing Nello draw with chalk upon a stone a piece of wood, and noticing how radiant lit his face, 'twas only he that knew the blessed gift bestowed upon the boy. And oft it was that Nello and the dog would seek a spot within the flowered fields about the town. And here the miller's daughter, Alois, would come and sit with Nello while he drew. And thus it was one day at summer's end. The miller's daughter sat upon the ground, the dog Patrasche's head upon her lap. And on a piece of wood of smoothest pine, which was his only canvas, Nello sketched and drew their likenesses with a charcoal stick.
How slow you are, and how my muscles ache with all this sitting. Are you almost done? Have you no shred of patience, Eloise? The portrait will be done before you know.
No doubt you've painted me as some old hag, the one who gathers kindling by the road.
I have not pictured you an ugly hag.
How good of you.
But if you must complain, I shall draw a blue-eyed squealing pig.
You hear his words, Patrasche? Can it be that you would let him speak to me like that? You see, Patrasche is my faithful friend, and he knows what is good and what is bad.
And he shall judge my drawing.
Alois!
My father calls. Oh, Nello, leave me now before he finds us here.
I will not go, for I've done no wrong.
Oh, Nello, please, you know how angry Father will become.
I will not go, no matter how he raps.
Oh, here you are. Did you not hear me call?
I heard you, Father. I was on my way.
Your mother needs your help.
Yes, Father.
Well?
I beg you, Father. Nello did no wrong. I sat here with Petrassi by my side while Nello drew my likeness. That is all.
I said your mother needs you.
Father, please.
If you don't leave this instant, Eloise, then I shall find some punishment for you.
You needn't be so frightened, Eloise. Petrassi's here. No harm will come to me with him close by. I think you'd better go.
Goodbye then, Nello. We shall speak again.
Now, young man, I wish a word with you. Nello, it is time that you should realize just how I feel about your meeting with my daughter, Eloise.
We did no wrong. What do you call it wrong for her to watch me draw?
For her to watch you draw? And so it's an artist's fame you seek, huh? To be a Rubens, Jordaens, or Van Eyck. And here's my advice to you, and heed it well. For better that you seek for lesser things and drive such great ambition from your mind. Remember this, you wear a beggar's coat. And with these painters' fancies, you become a fool. A beggar you will always be, so cast aside that brush.
You tell me this, and yet how little do you understand. You laugh at me and ridicule my work. And still you've not seen what I can do. This portrait which I did of Eloise.
Oh, very well. I'll see this work of art. Tis folly, as I said, a waste of time, but it is like my daughter Eloise and will perhaps be pleasing to my wife. So, take this piece of silver for the thing, though I'm losing money on the sale.
No, keep your money. And the portrait, too.
I'll take it. But my feelings have not changed. I do not want you seeing Eloise. My daughter's future is my main concern, and in it, poverty shall have no place. Remember that, or you will sorry be.
I know, Flashy. I'm but a fool. I could have seen them with that silver piece. And yet, her portrait I could never sell. But someday I'll bring honor to my name, and poverty shall give its place to fame.
In Antwerp every year there was announced a contest, open then to every youth of 18 years or less who would attempt with some unaided work in black and white to win the prize, which was 200 francs. Now Nello had a secret from the world. It was in a little barn close by the hut that he had fashioned out of roughest wood an easel. Here, where no one ever came, upon a sea of paper, sketched the lad the many fancies which possessed his brain. No colors bright nor brushes could he buy. Thus he could only fashion what he saw in black and white. And so it was he drew a simple work which spoke of greatness. There upon the paper he had drawn a man, a woodman seated on a fallen tree, a lonely figure, weary and alone, with night descending darkly over all. And in the figure he had clearly shown the stamp of age, the utter weariness, the quiet patience, and the careworn look, the meditation and the emptiness. And Nello struggled far into the night to bring perfection to this favored sketch. At last the drawing was complete. And then one early morn as cold December came, young Nello placed his picture in the cart and took it to a place in Antwerp town, where it would soon be put with all the rest, until the choice was made on Christmas Eve. It was with a silent prayer he left it there. Then started back home, but on the way he found a little puppet in the snow. And thinking of Eloise might like the doll, he changed his course to pass the miller's house.
I know I'm wrong for Trashy coming here. For should we be discovered near the mill, the miller's anger would descend like rain upon our heads. Be still, Patrashy, still. I'll call up through a window. Eloise!
be here like this?
I came to give this little doll to you.
The doll?
I found it lying in the snow. Wait there and I'll bring it up to you.
Oh, no. Please don't try and climb up here. You'll hurt yourself. Be careful lest you fall.
Well, here I am. I hope you like your doll.
Oh, it's lovely, Nello. See how quaint she is with all her dainty petticoats and lace?
I had to bring it to you, Eloise, so I could share its loveliness with you.
But now I think you'd better leave before someone discovers you up here. If Father ever sees you...
Too late.
Too late.
Your father.
Nello, you come down.
Oh, Nello.
Don't be frightened, Eloise.
And just what are you doing near the mill?
I came to bring a gift to Eloise.
She doesn't need your gifts.
Yes, Boss Colgus.
I've told you I don't want you near my house. If I have to tell you one more time, you'll wish that you'd obeyed. Now take your dog and go.
Come on, Patrashy.
Go. And don't come back.
That night there was a fire at the mill, and though the mill itself remained untouched, a quantity of corn was soon destroyed. Far from near the people came, and stayed until the fire had been quenched. 'Twas then the miller sought to place the blame, and spoke of Nello as the guilty one. For had the boy not loitered near the mill, and for the miller borne a hated grudge, since he had been warned away from Heloise? Though Bascoges did nothing to the boy, suspicion spread throughout the little town. Then less and less the little cart was seen along the Antwerp road. For none there was who dared to help the boy, and thus displeased the rich, important miller, Bascoges. The days grew cold, the snow grew deeper still, and then one night the aged Jehan Das, so ill and tired, passed away. With none to offer comfort in their grief, the time dragged on for Nello and the dog. Little Flemish town grew gay and bright, and filled with childish laughter every day, for Christmas week had come to bring it cheer, and great was the excitement to behold. But Nello felt no touch of happiness, as hopefully he looked toward Christmas Eve, the day when he would surely win the prize. And now at last it came. And through the falling snow, the anxious Nello walked into Antwerp town. Took his place with the other lads within the public square. And then at noon, the great cathedral bell began to ring, and Nello's heart was pounding in his breast, as high above the heads of all the crowd was held for all to see the winning sketch. And then the winner's name was loudly called.
The prize is won by Stefan Kieslinger.
The clouds of deep despair filled Nello's brain. His dreams came crashing down about his head.
Now all was gone, Patrashy. All was lost.
The snow was falling fast. The wind was cold as Nello turned his back upon the square. With faithful old Patrashy at his side, unconscious of the storm, he turned his steps to where the great cathedral stood silent. The portals lay unclosed, the massive doors, like outstretched hands of blessed sacrament, bade Nello welcome. Up the aisle he went and struggled slowly toward the chancel gates with leaden steps. His eyes were filled with tears. His heart was bursting with an aching throb. Patrashy followed close behind the boy. A whine escaped his lips as if to say, "How could you think that I would forsake you now, when more than e'er before you need a friend?" With effort Nello reached the chancel gates, and in despair he fell upon the stones.
What more is left for me upon this earth? Things I love are all denied to me. Men have no need of me. I'm alone. Except for you, Patrasche, faithful friend. How tired I am. I'm tired of everything. Come, let us lie down together here and sleep.
They lay together in the piercing cold. The northern winds, they blew like waves of ice, froze every living thing that fury touched. And in the vault of stone the bitter chill drew closer still to Nello and the dog. Beneath the veiled paintings, there they lay, and smoothed to slumber by the numbing cold. Then suddenly a great white radiance came streaming through the vastness of the aisles, and fell upon the paintings overhead. And as the light in brilliance brighter grew, an unseen hand drew back the heavy veil, and bared the canvases for all to see. One painting showed Christ Jesus on the cross. The other canvas pictured the descent. Then Nello rose and stretched his arms to them, with tears of ecstasy upon his face.
Patrasche, I have seen them both at last. Oh, God, it is enough.
Then suddenly, the radiance grew dim, and then was gone. Once more the darkness hid the face of Christ. Then Nello's arms grew close about his dog.
'Tis done, and we shall see his face again, and he shall never part us now.
And on the morn there lay there cold and still, while overhead the face of Christ looked down. And as the day drew on, two people came. The first, a girl who clutched a little doll.
Oh, Nello. Can't you hear the Christmas bells? The Grace Child hands are full of gifts for thee. Please, Nello, won't you wake and come with me?
And then there came an old, hard-featured man who saw the look of peace on Nello's face.
How harsh I was. How cruel to the lad. And now to him I would have made amends that he indeed to me could be a son. Why did he have to die? Oh, were I the one?
At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said,
Verily, I say unto you, except ye become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
Desperately to attain a goal, lasting peace among nations, Christmas shows us where peace and goodwill can be found. It lies in the faith and innocence of children, untouched by selfishness or prejudice. If the quest is to be completed, if the goal is to be reached, let us consider the example set by the children of the world. For the only international understanding today belongs to children and to Christmas.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sin reconciled. Joyful ye nations rise, join the triumph of the Son. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. O little town of Bethlehem, how still we pleading high, above thy gate and graceless street, the silent heart go by. Yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are blending thee tonight. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ the Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. It came upon the midnight clear, that glorious song of old. From angels sending near the earth, to touch their hearts of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from hands of gracious peace. The world in calm and stillness lay, to hear the angels Joy to the world, the morning is come. Let every tear and fear, let every heart prepare His room, and then make the
Wonderful. And so we'd capped the climax, towels with the tinsel, and wound up with another huge Christmas command. And what say we thank the fine fellow who played Santa Claus for us, Edmund Webb.
Well, that's grand of him. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, Edmund, I understand we're all going to join in and sing Jingle Bells.
Oh, that's right, Ken. Oh, but first.
Yeah?
First, I like that cute fellow, that Mel Blanc, so well. That,
you mean Sad Sam?
Yes, I'd like him to send Christmas greetings from us to the gang.
Well, that's easily arranged. Come here, Mel.
Yeah?
Just say Merry Christmas to the boys.
Yeah. Okay.
Happy New Year.
Well, all right, folks, come on, here we go.
Speaking, this program was arranged with the aid of the Hollywood Coordinating Committee. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
The Mary Lee Taylor Program. Brought to you by Pet Milk, America's first evaporated milk. Yes, it's Christmas in Mary Lee Taylor's friendly kitchen, and there's not a pot or pan in sight, just stacks of gay cards and packages and a tree bright with ornaments and lights. And Mary Lee Taylor herself with a sprig of holly in her hair. And here she is, Mary Lee on NBC.
Hello, this is Mary Lee Taylor. I can't tell you how glad I am to be talking to you on the very morning of Christmas Day. There are many ways of saying Merry Christmas. Some people say it with cards, others with gifts, large and small. Others come Christmas calling, and that's what I wish I could do. Come a-calling on you with a box of my own homemade candies or cookies. But since I can't, I'm going to give you something that you can carry in your heart. A Christmas story, and some of the songs that are as much a part of this happy season as holly berries and Christmas trees. And I'm sure you'll be as thrilled as I am to know that the songs will be sung by Emil Cote's Serenaders, who are featured each Saturday night on the Pet Milk Show. So, I take you now to New York, where, to set the stage for a Merry Christmas, the Serenaders will bring you first Winter Wonderland and Jingle Bells.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? It's the rain, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in the winter wonderland. Run away, the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we
carol on this happy day. The Serenaders continue the program now with a medley of famous Christmas carols.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let us dance with Him a King. Let the house prepare Him room, and help and make the turn and make the turn and make the turn and let heaven and nature sing. Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still it is divine. Come like sleep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in my dark sweet side, as in the everlasting light, the hopes and fears of our years are met in thee tonight. The first Noel the angels did say was a certain for shepherds in fields that they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep, while the cold winter nights had fallen so deep. Noel, 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 why did the King of Israel? It came upon the midnight clear, the glorious dawn of dawn. From angels standing near the earth, to touch their hearts of gold. He was the earth goodwill to men, the heavens all gracious King. The word is gone and children play, to hear the angels sing. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joy for ye angels cry, joy the triumph of the sky. With the angelic host proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
And now, angels we have heard on high.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing on the plain, and the mountains in reply echo back their joyous strain. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Shepherds fight in children meet, while your joyous strain prolongs. Say what may the tidings be, we'll sing back your heavenly song. Gloria in excelsis Deo,
And deck the halls.
Deck the halls with boughs of
A day of wonder, a day of hope. Yes, all this. But to children all over the world, a day of magic enchantment. To them and to their grown-up brothers and sisters, the serenaders now sing a medley of nursery rhymes.
Boys and girls, come out to play. The moon will shine as bright as day. Leave your supper and leave your seats and join your playfellows in the street. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall.
Humpty Dumpty had a great ball.
All the king's horses and all the king's men.
They couldn't put Humpty together again.
Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and she cannot tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them.
Sing a song of sixpence,
a pocket full of rye,
for a 20 blackbirds.
When the pie was rolled, then the birds began to sing.
To send before the king.
Tickety-tockety-tack, tock the mouse fell up in the clock. The clock was striking 1 o'clock and the mouse came running, running down. The mouse came running down.
3 blind mice, see how they run.
Three blind mice, see how they run. They all went after the mouse and white. Who covered down the carving knife? They all went after the mouse and white. Who covered down the carving knife? Did you ever see what the fighting they like? The 3 blind mice. Running down.
3 blind mice, see how they run.
Three blind mice, see how they run. They all went after the mouse and white. Who covered down the carving knife? They all went after the mouse and white. Who covered down the carving knife? Did you ever see what the fighting they like? The 3 blind mice. Come on, Blackie, have you any wool? Yes, Mary, have I 3 bags full. 1 for my master and 1 for my dame. But none for the naughty boy who lives in the lane. Goosey, goosey, gander, where's Sarabanda? Up
Song of the Day, White Christmas.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I spend a lot of time in dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the one I used to know, where the trees of glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry, so merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
We now take you back to Mary Lee Taylor.
On this happiest of all days in the year, when everyone is filled with the spirit of giving, I'd like to tell a story that has been told many times, but that will never grow old. It's the story of a Christmas gift that will live forever. The gift of this story was a simple song, a song created by two friends more than 100 years ago and left for all the world to enjoy. The names of the two men are almost forgotten, but the song they wrote is immortal. It happened in a tiny village high up in the Austrian Alps on a December eve 130 years ago. A heavy snow had fallen, and all the rooftops were white. Pillows of snow lay on the windowsills and fence rails and clung to the branches of the leafless trees. And in his study, Father Joseph Moore, priest of the parish, sat alone reading the Bible. All through the valley, the children were filled with excitement, for it was Holy Eve, and they could stay up for midnight mass. On their way to the church, down the open, frozen trails, they carried rushlights, so that from the village, the valley looked like a huge Christmas tree with 100 moving candles. But the young priest had no eyes for the valley so festively lighted. With his Bible open, he sat at his study table, working on a sermon for the midnight service. And he read again the story of the shepherds in the fields, to whom the angel came and said, "Unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior." Then a knock sounded on the study door, and a peasant woman, wrapped in a coarse shawl, told him of a child born that day to a poor charcoal maker's wife, who lived on one of the highest Alps in his parish. would he come and bless the infant? The scene in the dimly lighted hut of the charcoal maker certainly did not resemble the manger in the city of David. Yet Father Moore was strangely moved, and the words from the Bible suddenly seemed to be addressed to him as he looked at the young mother, happily holding her baby asleep in her arms. And when he returned to the valley, his soul was filled with music. To Father Moore, a true Christmas miracle had come to pass. Sitting in his study, after the midnight service, he tried to put down on paper what he felt, and the words kept turning into verse. It was late, and the night was still, when Father Moore's organist and friend, Franz Gruber, entered the study quietly. "Franz," Father Moore said, "a wonderful thing happened to me tonight. I've been trying to put it on paper, put it into verse. Perhaps you could write some music, and it could be our Christmas song." And Franz read the words that Father Moore had written. "This is beautiful," he said. Yes, I can write music for this. Now, this very night." And so, on that Christmas Eve, in a tiny village high up in the Austrian Alps, 130 years ago, a song was born. Inspired by a newborn babe in the humble hut of a charcoal maker, and written from the hearts of two kindly men. A simple song called simply The Song from Heaven. A song that has been a Christmas gift to everyone in the world who believes in peace and goodwill among men. And now, in New York, Emil Cote's Serenaders will sing this song for you. The song we call Silent Night.
Silent
we return you to Mary Lee Taylor.
To all of you, my NBC radio friends, may I say how glad I am that you've let me share this much of Christmas with you. I hope the songs of the serenaders have brought joy to your heart as they have to mine. And now, until next Saturday, this is Mary Lee Taylor saying Merry Christmas and God be with you.
Next Saturday morning, Mary Lee Taylor will be back. Same time, same spot on your dial. So join us then, won't you? And listen tonight when Vic Damone, Hollis Shaw, the Serenaders, and Gus Henson and the Pet Milk Orchestra bring you the special Pet Milk Christmas Night program over most of these same NBC stations. This is Del King speaking for Pet Milk and wishing you and yours good luck, good health, and a good Christmas.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Say, it's time for
All Sweet. All Sweet is the margarine with the delicate natural flavor.
All Sweet, the margarine with the delicate natural flavor. Swift All Sweet Margarine invites you to Meet the Meeks. Well, it's morning after a great triumph for Mortimer Meeks. Yes, he's won a noble victory at the checkerboard over his friend George Harbinger. The ringing of Mortimer's office phone shatters his dream.
Checker champion of the world. Checker champion of the world. The Water Barking Company, Mortimer Meeks speaking.
Hello, Morty. This is George Harbinger.
Oh, hello, George.
Morty, I understand you were doing a lot of tall talking down around the lodge at lunchtime.
Why, what do you mean, George?
Some of the boys said you were telling them how you trimmed me at checkers last night.
Well, I did beat you pretty badly, George.
10 games to 3. You don't call that beating me badly, do you?
Well, I just...
Look, that's what it was. Just look, pure and simple, and I'm going to prove it. Buddy, I challenge you to return match.
Well, any time, any place, George.
Okay, how about tonight at my house?
How about tonight? Tonight? Well, I'd better check with Agatha first.
What's the matter, Morty? You scared?
Scared? Well, I can beat you blindfolded, George.
Then you accept the return match?
I accept.
Fine. Be at my house at 7:30 and bring your own blindfold. Morty, I'm going to murder you. I'm going to knock your socks off. Yes, sir, I'm going to knock your socks off.
Well, I don't think so, George.
You know that?
No. And I'll prove it tonight by giving you a little handicap.
Yeah? What?
I won't wear garters. Goodbye, George.
Goodbye, Morty.
Meeks.
Yes, Mr. Barker.
Meeks, I want your considered opinion about something.
Oh, well, I'll be glad to give you any advice I can, Mr. Barker.
As you may know, Meek, a group of Civic Center businessmen are financing a local hockey team.
Yes, I read about it, the Civic Center Centipede.
That's right. I've been approached to buy some stock in the team, be one of the backers of it. I don't know whether I should invest or not.
Well, I've never seen the Centipedes play, Mr. Barker, so I wouldn't know.
I haven't seen them either. So I bought tickets for my wife and me to see them play the Middleburg Marauders at the arena tonight. Bertie and I were going to go.
We're going to go?
That's what I said. But Bertie made a date to play bridge with some friends of ours, and we can't get out of it.
Oh, that's too bad.
But my loss is your gain, Meek.
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, you and your wife are going to see the Centipedes in the place of me and my wife.
But Mr. Barker...
Here are the tickets, Meek. They cost me $2 apiece. They cost you nothing. I want you to see the Centipedes and tell me what you think of them before I decide whether to invest or not. This is important to me, Meek, so don't fail me.
Well, but, Mr. Barker, George Harbinger and I, we were going to...
Meek, you are not by any chance trying to tell me you won't go to the hockey game for me. Not after I've given you tickets for 2 of the best seats in the arena.
Well, but...
After all, if I wanted to, Meek, I could order you to go.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not doing that. I'm merely asking you to go. You can do as you please.
Oh, I can?
Certainly. You work for me only from 9 to 5. You're a free man the rest of the day.
Well, in that case, then...
But, Meek...
Yes, sir?
If you don't go, you'll be a free man all day, every day. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Enjoy the game, Meek.
Well, George, Unless I can find a way to play hooky from hockey, our checker game will have to be put on ice.
My goodness, Mortimer, if you have to go to the hockey game tonight, you can play checkers with George Harbinger tomorrow night.
Mother's right, Daddy. Jeepers don't get in such a stew.
Yeah, I'm not in a stew, Peggy, dear. It's just that you and your mother don't understand.
Understand what?
Well, how seriously George Harbinger takes his checkers. If I don't show up at his house after he challenged me to a return match, well, he'll go around saying that I was afraid he'd beat me.
Oh, what difference does that make, darling? Business is business.
Oh, the centipedes and the marauders. Gee, that'll be an exciting game. Oh, Jeepers, I wish I were going.
Well, why don't you, dear? Go with your father.
Oh, but the other ticket was for you, Mother.
Oh, Mr. Barker doesn't want my opinion of the centipedes. Peggy, why don't you go?
Oh, gosh, Mother, that's swell.
I don't care for hockey anyway. I'm always afraid one of the horses will fall down.
Agatha, a horse cannot fall down in hockey.
Why not?
Because hockey is played on ice skates.
On ice skates?
Yes, dear.
Merciful heavens, I've never seen a horse on ice skates.
The men are on ice skates, Mother.
Well, what do they need skates for when they're on horses?
Wait, no, look, Agatha.
Anyway, it's all right with you if Peggy goes in my place, isn't it, Mortimer? Animals frighten me. On skates are off. Mortimer, what's the matter?
Agatha, you have just given me an idea.
About hockey?
Yes, dear, it's a wonderful idea.
Oh, Daddy, really? If you're thinking of putting horses on ice skates...
No, who said anything about horses? I'm talking about checkers.
Checkers?
On ice skates?
Yeah, no. I mean, look, Peggy, you know more about hockey than your mother and I put together.
Uh-huh.
Now, why don't you take both tickets, see the game with Harold, then give me a report on the centipedes, and I will relay the report to Mr. Barker, and then I can keep my checker date with George.
Mortimer, I don't think Mr. Barker will like the idea of your not going.
Well, if he doesn't ask me, Agatha, I won't tell him. Now, you be sure to go to the game, Peggy.
Oh, I will, Daddy.
And give me a complete report on the centipede so I can give it to Mr. Barker.
Yes, Daddy.
All right. Well, it's after 7. I'd better get over to George's. Goodbye, Agatha, dear.
Goodbye, Mortimer.
Yeah, I'll be home early with George's scalp on my belt.
Bye.
Just hang it in the hall, dear. Well, just hope your father knows what he's doing.
Mother?
Yes, dear?
You know, I've been thinking.
What about?
Well, you know that leather watch band I told you about that I wanted to get for Harold? The one that cost $2?
The one I told you you'd have to buy out of your allowance?
Uh-huh.
Well?
Well, what if I went to the hockey game alone and cashed in the other ticket? I'd get $2, wouldn't I?
Yes, only you'd be seeing it alone instead of with Harold.
Sure, but I'd have the $2 for Harold's watch band, and I'd still be seeing the game for Daddy. He'd be broad-minded about it, wouldn't he?
Who, Harold or your father?
Father.
Oh, I'm sure he'd be broad-minded about it, dear. But just the same, I wouldn't tell him what I planned to do if I were you.
Wouldn't tell who, Mother? Daddy or Harold?
Either of them, Peggy. Men are much more broad-minded about things when they don't know what's going on.
Well, come in, Morty, come in. I got the checkerboard all set up.
There, George.
Boy, am I going to give you a trout.
Yes, that's what you said last night, George, remember?
Yeah, just luck, that's all you had, just luck. Say, Morty, come into the living room. I got something to show you.
Oh, what?
Come on, you'll see.
All right.
There, take a look at that. What do you think of it?
Well, for goodness sake, a television set.
Yes, sir, one of the best. Had it installed this afternoon.
Well, it is a beauty, George.
I'll see. Now then, we'll play checkers for about an hour. Then we can watch the hockey game between the Civic Center Centipedes and the Mittelberg Marauders.
Yeah, well, is the game going to be on television?
Sure it is.
Oh, my gracious, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have had to send Peggy to the game.
Do what?
Dad, has it started yet?
What started, Harold?
The hockey game on television.
No, the game doesn't start for almost an hour yet.
Hello, Harold.
Oh, hello, Mr. Meek. Dad, do you mind if I sit in here with you and watch the game when it comes on?
Why, of course not, son.
Hey, wait a minute. Harold, aren't you going to go to the arena to see the game?
Oh, no, sir, I don't have a ticket.
Didn't Peggy call you?
Peggy? Oh, no, she didn't call me. Why should she?
Why, I gave her 2 tickets to the game and told her to.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, are you sure? Are you positive?
Of course I'm sure, but I can't understand why she didn't call you.
It's very strange indeed.
Well, maybe she called you while you were out, son.
Maybe. But gosh, if I'm not going to use the extra ticket, I wonder who is.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that, Harold. If she couldn't get in touch with you, she probably went alone.
A girl with 2 tickets going alone? Mr. Meek, you wouldn't say that if you knew your daughter as well as I do. which is not at all.
Pardon me, sir.
Sorry, sister, no more tickets. We're all sold out.
Oh, but I don't want to buy a ticket. I want to sell one.
Sell one?
That's right. I have 2 tickets, and I can use only one, so I want to turn one in.
Let me see him. 6, 9, and 10, row 5, huh? Which one do you want to keep?
Seat 10.
Okay, here you are, and here's $2 for seat 9. 1, 2.
Thank you.
Pardon me, my good man. Huh? I said, pardon me, my good man. I am Beanie Barker, the nephew of Walter Barker, who is considering buying some stock in the Civic Center Centipede. So what? So I want to buy a ticket to the game.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? I got one left. Seat 9, row 5, $2. $2?
Haven't you anything cheaper? $2 is all the money I have left.
The price is $2, kid. If you think you can beat it, beat it.
No. I'll take it.
Thank you.
Let's see. Row 5. Here we are. And seat 9 is right on the aisle. Excuse me, miss.
Beanie.
Well, Margaret Meeks.
Beanie Barker, what are you doing here?
I'm here to see the hockey game. What does it look like?
And is that your seat?
Yes. Is that one yours?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to enjoy this game more than I thought I would.
Now you listen to me, Beanie Barker. Just because we're going to be sitting next to each other, that doesn't mean I have to be friendly to you or talk to you or anything.
Oh, Margaret, don't be like that. How about a bag of popcorn?
No, thank you.
Peanuts?
No.
Hot dog? A bottle of soda pop?
Beanie, there isn't a thing you can buy me.
Oh, I wasn't planning to buy you anything, Margaret. I hoped you'd buy something and share it with me. I'm broke.
Well, of all the... Oh, look.
Huh? Where, Mother?
Right down below it. What are those men pointing at us?
Oh, that's a television camera.
A television camera?
Sure. They're putting the hockey game on television.
Really? Oh, jeepers, if that camera is pointing right at us, do you think people can see us?
Maybe. But what difference does it make?
What difference does it make? Oh, my goodness, it makes all the difference in the world. Look at my hair. It's a mess.
Dad. Dad.
Don't bother me, son. Don't bother me. Can't you see I'm concentrating on this game?
It's your move, George.
I know.
But, Dad, it's almost time for the hockey game to start.
Then turn on the television set. If this game won just a minute, you stop bothering me.
Let me see. They look good, George.
Yeah, don't rush me now. Don't rush me. Yeah. Well, I'll move here. That's it. Now, let me see you get out of that trap, Morty, my boy.
Well, you're all right, George. First, I'll jump your king, like that. Then this man, and this man, and this man, and this man, and this man.
I'm dead.
That makes it 5-1, George.
Morty, you're the luckiest stiff I ever saw. All right, wait till after the hockey game. I'll show you some checker playing that is checker playing.
Hey, Dad, look, here's the game.
And now, just before the game starts, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn our camera on the large, colorful crowd out here in the arena tonight.
Oh, gosh, what a crowd.
Yeah.
With our telephoto lens, we're going to bring you close-ups of some of the people in the stand. Now, keep an eye open. Maybe you'll recognize some of your friends.
Hey, Morty. Isn't that Doc Evans?
Where, George? Where?
Over there on the left.
Oh, yeah, I see him. Yes, that's Doc Evans. Imagine that.
Look, there's Mr. Green of Green's Drugstore.
Now, let's bring our camera around to the other side of the stand and see what we can see over there. Well, now, there's an interesting young couple down there. Let's move in on them. What do you say?
Gosh, Mr. Meek, that looks like Peggy. It is Peggy.
Well, so it is.
And Mr. Meek, look who she's with.
There we are, just look at
Oh, my gracious.
Beanie Barker. So that's it. So that's why Peggy didn't call me about the extra ticket. She called Beanie.
Well, my gracious, what in the world would Peggy invite Beanie to go with her for? Why, he'll tell his uncle, and Mr. Barker will know that I wasn't at the game.
Well, if Peggy would rather go with Beanie Barker, that's okay with me. I'm just glad I found out where I stand with her, that's all.
You may be glad to find out where you stand, Harold. But I hope Mr. Barker doesn't find out where Beanie's sitting, or I'll be standing out in the cold.
now, Beanie. I may as well enjoy the game. Thank goodness there's no one here I know, so they can't tell Harold they saw me.
Peggy. Oh, Peggy. Peggy Meeks.
Uh-oh, the jig's up.
Hello, Peggy. I didn't expect to see you here.
Hello, Mr. Allsby. Mr. Weigel. I didn't want to see you. I didn't expect to see you either.
Well, I'm certainly glad I saw you. Now I can wish you, your mother and father, and all our other good friends listening a very Merry Christmas.
For heaven's sake, Mortimer, will you please stop pacing the floor and sit down?
Oh, but Agatha, why did Peggy do it? Why? Of all the people she could have taken to the hockey game, why did she pick Beanie Barker?
Mortimer, dear, I've told you. Peggy didn't take anyone. When she left here, she was going to the game alone and cash in the other ticket and use the $2 to buy Harold a band for his wristwatch.
All right, but if she didn't ask Beanie to go with her, how did he wind up sitting right beside her?
I don't know, dear, but if you'll just be patient, Peggy will be home from the game soon and can explain everything.
And all I want is someone to explain to me how I'm going to explain to Mr. Barker why I wasn't at that game.
Oh, Mortimer, you're doing a lot of worrying for nothing.
Well, I don't know where I can get it done any cheaper.
Listen, I think I hear Peggy now. Is that you, Peggy?
Yes, Mother. Jeepers, are you and Daddy still up?
Peggy Meeks, how could you do such a thing to me? Huh? Me, your own father.
Oh, now, Mortimer.
Well, what are you talking about, Daddy? What did I do?
You took Beanie Barker to the hockey game.
Oh, but I didn't, Father.
But I saw him. I saw you both, Peggy, on George Harbinger's television set.
You did? How did I look, Daddy? Did my hair look too utterly terrible?
Peggy, I was too worried about my scalp to notice your hair.
Peggy, you didn't give that ticket to Beanie, did you?
Why, of course not, Mother. He bought it after I cashed it in at the ticket window.
Now, you see, Mortimer?
Oh, jeepers, Daddy, how did I know Beanie was going to buy the ticket I turned in?
Well, there's no use crying over spilt milk. We've got to figure out some way to keep Mr. Barker from finding out that you were at the Harbingers instead of the hockey game.
There's only one thing to do. Peggy, you've got to ask Beanie to do you a favor and not say anything to his uncle about seeing you at that hockey game.
All right, Daddy. I'll ask him. But I don't know if he'll do it.
Well, why not? Isn't Beanie Barker a friend of yours?
Daddy, Beanie Barker has only one real friend.
Who's that?
Beanie Barker. You do understand, don't you, Beanie?
Of course, Margaret. I understand perfectly.
And you won't say anything to your uncle about sitting next to me at the game? Well, what, Beanie?
Let's put it this way, Margaret. I do you a favor and you do me one.
What sort of a favor?
Well, like going to the school dance with me tonight.
Oh, but I can't do that, Beanie. I'm going with Harold.
Not if you don't want me to tell my Uncle Walter that your father didn't see the Civic Center Centipedes play last night, you're not.
Why, Beanie, I think you're the most horrible man I've ever known.
Don't change the subject. Will you, or won't you go to the dance with me?
Yes, Beanie, I'll go. I'll explain to Harold why I have to go with you instead of him. Harold, at least is a gentleman. He'll understand.
And that brings up another point, Margaret.
What do you mean, another point?
The point of my silence about your father not being at the hockey game also includes no one knowing how I, shall we say, persuaded you to go to the dance with me.
You mean I'm supposed to let Harold think I'm going with you because I want to?
Exactly.
But why?
Why? My gosh, Margaret. Do you think I want people to get the idea that I'm a stinker or something?
Harold! Yoo-hoo, Harold, here I am.
I'm not speaking to you, Peggy.
Why, Harold, what's the matter?
Did you and Beanie enjoy the hockey game last night?
Oh, so that's it.
I hope you and Beanie are going to be very happy together, Peggy.
Oh, but Harold, you don't understand. I didn't give the extra ticket to Beanie.
Peggy, I saw you two sitting together. I saw it on our television set. Don't tell me it was just poor reception.
No, it was just coincidence. I turned in the extra ticket and collected $2 for it so I could make you happy. Then Beanie just happened to buy the ticket I turned in.
Well, that made me very happy.
Here, Harold. Take this package and you'll know I'm telling you the truth.
What's this?
Open it and find out.
Holy smoke! It's that watch band I wanted. It's the very same one that was in the window of Peterson's jewelry store.
Oh, do you like it, Harold?
Oh, you know I do. Gee whiz, Peggy. You mean you're giving it to me?
Of course, silly.
Oh, gosh, you shouldn't have done it. Oh, where'd you get the money?
From the ticket to the hockey game. The one I turned in that Beanie bought.
Golly, Peg, I guess I owe you an apology.
Oh, that's all right, Harold. You just owe it to me.
Gosh, Peg, I don't know what I'd have done if we'd have stayed mad at each other and I couldn't have taken you to the dance tonight.
Oh, well, Harold, that's something else I've got to talk to you about, the dance.
What about it?
I can't go to the dance. Not with you, anyhow.
Why not?
Because I'm going with Beanie.
With Beanie? For God's sakes, why?
I can't tell you why, Harold. I'm just going with him, that's all.
You mean you'd rather go with a drip like him than one like me? Peggy, would you rather go with Beanie than with me? Okay. That's the way it is. All I gotta say is okay.
Harold, please.
Here, take this watch band back. I wouldn't wear it now if it were solid gold. Goodbye, you female bluebeard.
Oh, Harold!
So, Meek, you saw the Civic Center Centipedes play at the arena last night, eh?
Well, they certainly played at the arena, and I certainly saw them.
And you think I should invest a little money in the team, eh?
Oh, yes, sir. I think it'd be a good investment.
Did you enjoy the game, Meek?
Oh, very much, Mr. Barker. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. The scene.
And how were the seats?
Very comfortable. I had the rocking chair. Very comfortable, yes.
That's good. Barker speaking. My nephew is out there, eh? Well, send him in, Miss Jones. What's that? Those displays are ready, eh? Well, I'll go out and see them right away. Meek, I told my nephew Beanie to stop in after school and show me the $2 I told him to save out of his allowance this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to teach that boy how to save money or know the reason why. I'll take just a minute with Beanie, and we'll get back to the hockey game, Meek.
Hey, well, that's all right, Mr. Barker. You take your time.
Here I am, Uncle Walter.
Come in and sit down, Beanie. I've got to go out to the display room a moment. I'll be right back.
Oh, don't rush, Uncle Walter. Oh, hello, Mr. Meek.
Hello, Beanie.
You know, Mr. Meek, I'm very happy to see you. Very happy indeed.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm delighted to see you. I don't know what I should have done if you hadn't been here.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Then let me explain. I had a talk with Margaret this morning in which she asked me not to say anything to my uncle about you not being at the hockey game last night.
Yes, I know.
Well, since I've agreed to help you by not saying anything to my uncle, I think it's only fair that you should help me. Don't you?
What can I do for you, Beanie?
This is the situation, Mr. Meek. I promised my Uncle Walter I would save $2 out of my allowance this week and have it to show to him this afternoon.
But you didn't save it?
Oh, I saved it, all right. Up until last night when I spent it on a ticket to the hockey game.
Your uncle isn't going to like that, Beanie.
Ah, you're wrong, Mr. Meek. My uncle isn't going to know anything about it.
He isn't?
No, because I'm going to have $2 to show him when he comes back.
You are?
Yes. And you know where I'm going to get the $2?
Where? As if I didn't know.
Right from you. And if I don't get it, I'm going to tell Uncle Walter how much I enjoyed the hockey game last night, sitting beside Margaret in one of the 2 seats Uncle Walter gave you.
Yeah, all right, Beanie, all right. You win. Here, I'll loan you $2.
Well, thank you, Mr. Meek. Only, for your information, you're not loaning me this $2. You're giving it to me.
Beanie Barker, you're a little crook. I don't mind the $2, but I've got a feeling that you'll be blackmailing me for the rest of your life.
Really, Mr. Meek?
Yes.
Well, that's an idea.
Oh, now, baby, you mustn't carry on so.
Oh, but, Father, you don't seem to comprehend. Harold and I have parted forever. What is there left for me? My life is ruined.
Oh, now, it isn't that bad.
It is. It's even worse than that. Where's Mother?
Oh, she's talking on the telephone to somebody. Now, try to pull yourself together, Peggy. Beanie will be here in a few minutes to take you to the dance.
Beanie Barker. Oh, I wish wish I were dead.
Peggy, I don't want to hear you say such a thing again.
All right, Daddy. Then is it all right to wish Beanie were dead?
Yes. No, it isn't.
Oh, no such luck anyway. That was Beanie on the telephone.
What did he want?
He wanted to know if he could borrow our car tomorrow afternoon.
Borrow our car? Well, he most certainly can. What'd you tell him, Agatha?
I said yes. He also gave me a list of books we're to lend him, and he's coming over tomorrow night to use our workshop.
Oh, fine. He'll be practically living here from now on, I suppose.
And there was something else. Oh, yes. He said to tell you not to plan a trip during the trout season. He'll be using your fishing tackle.
Well, nice of him to let me know ahead of time. It's probably Beanie again with another list of things he wants to borrow.
I don't think so, Mortimer. He said he'd be right over to take Peggy to the dance.
I'll answer the telephone, dear. Hello.
Meek, this is Walter Barker.
Yes, Mr. Barker.
Meek, I'm going to ask a straight question, and I want a straight answer.
About what, Mr. Barker?
About the hockey game last night.
My gracious.
Meek, did you see my nephew Beanie at the game last night?
Well,
I just heard someone say they thought they saw him there. And if he was, he's in for trouble. Because I gave that young spendthrift specific orders to stay home last night. Well, did you see him when you were at the arena?
When I was at the arena? No. I think I can honestly say I didn't see him when I was at the arena.
Well, if you didn't see him, it must have been someone else's party, so Beanie doesn't know what a close call he had. Goodbye, Meek.
Goodbye, Mr. Barker. Agatha, Peggy.
What is it, Mortimer?
What do you want, Daddy?
Peggy, you dry your eyes and go in and call Harold and tell him you can go to the dance with him after all.
Oh, but Daddy, what about Beanie?
You just leave Beanie Barker to me. His uncle told him that he wasn't supposed to go to the hockey game last night. And if Mr. Barker finds out he did go, Beanie is in trouble.
Mortimer, you mean you're going to blackmail Beanie just like he's been blackmailing you?
Well, now, let's not call it that, Agatha. Let's just call it a game that two can play as well as one.
Oh, Father, you're wonderful. I want to go call Harold right now.
But, Mortimer, what about the car, the books, the fishing tackle, and all the other things Beanie wants to borrow? And there was something else he wanted you to lend him a hand with.
Yes, well, I'm going to lend Beanie Barker a hand, all right, and where it will do him the most good.
Since I couldn't take Margaret to the dance, it was nice of you to play checkers with me tonight, Mr. Meek.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, Beanie. Your move.
Let's see. I think I'll move my king over here.
No, you don't. Why, you can't move sideways in checkers.
Ah, but Mr. Meek, you wouldn't want Uncle Walter to know that you weren't at the hockey game, would you?
See what you mean. Well, you moved your king sideways, so it's my move. There.
Hey, you can't do that. You jumped 2 men at once.
Oh, but Beanie, you wouldn't want your Uncle Walter to know that you were at the hockey game, would you? Your move, Beanie. Your move.
And now, a word from the head of the little white house with the green shutters, Mortimer Meek.
Well, thank you, John. I simply want to express from every member of the Meek family to every member of every family everywhere our best wishes for the merriest Christmas you've ever had.
Meek, I've got something to say here.
Uh-oh, here comes folks. Yes, Mr. Barker?
I want to say Merry Christmas, too.
Well, Mr. Barker, for once we agree.
You can say that again, Mr. Meek.
Well, all right, Mr. Barker, I will. Yes, in fact, I think we'll all say it together. Merry Christmas!
Meet the Meeks, starring Forrest Lewis and Beryl Vaughn, is a Les Weinrod production and is written by Sherman Marks and Ken Pettis. Be sure to join us over these same stations next Saturday when All Sweet, the margarine with the delicate natural flavor, again invites you to Meet the Meeks. This is John Weigel speaking. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
From Hollywood, the NBC Theater presents
Screen Director's Assignment. Production, It's a Wonderful Life. Director, Frank Capra. Star, Jimmy Stewart.
The Hollywood Screen Directors present a flight of fancy into a time that never was. It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jimmy Stewart, and introducing the director of the film, Frank Capra. For a motion picture audience, there can be only one measure of a truly great director. His name, by itself, must be a badge of excellence upon the screen. Such is the name of our guest screen director tonight, for it has become a synonym for unforgettable motion picture entertainment. The NBC Theater is proud to present the distinguished director of such brilliant films as It Happened One Night, Lost Horizon, You Can't Take It With You, and tonight's story, It's a Wonderful Life. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Frank Capra.
Thank you. The story of It's a Wonderful Life became a motion picture by a rather roundabout way. It started out as a simple message of goodwill, a brief fantasy printed on Christmas cards to be exchanged between friends. It was a fine story, warm and human and exciting in a very unusual way. We felt that it had something that perhaps could be shared by everyone. That's why we made the picture. And now tonight we hope to share it with you again as a radio play. It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jimmy Stewart in his original role of George Bailey.
Your Supreme Excellency, I, Clarence Oddbody, Angel of the Second Class, do make application for promotion to Angel of the First Class for services as follows. On Christmas Eve of 1948, one George Bailey of Bedford Falls was on the point of committing suicide, an act abhorrent both to his maker and to the Hemisphere Federation Mutual Life Insurance Company. Feeling in exceedingly low spirits, George Bailey did go, proceed, and travel to the high-level bridge where he mounted the rail. Before George Bailey could leap into the icy current, I, Clarence Oddbody, did hurl, project, and fling myself past the great Magellanic Cloud, through the constellation Lyra, into the Earth's atmosphere and the Bedford River, executing, if I do say so myself, a perfect swan dive.
Help! Save me! I can't swim! Help!
Relax, well, don't struggle.
Help!
I'm coming in after you.
Help!
Here I come.
It's a good thing this old toll house on the bridge was unlocked.
Yeah, well, we can both dry off in here without freezing.
Yeah.
How'd you happen to fall into the river?
I didn't fall in.
Huh?
Well, I knew if you thought I was drowning, you'd jump in to save me. So I jumped in.
You jumped in?
To save you. You see, you didn't go through with it.
Go through with what?
Suicide.
How'd you know I was going to... Hey, who are you?
I'm an angel.
A what?
An angel. Clarence Oddbody, AS2.
Oh. AS2. What's the AS2?
Angel Second Class.
Oh, I see. What, are you crazy?
Well, I'll confess I've been rather distracted for the past few centuries due to my failure to acquire my first-class wings. But crazy? If I do a good job on you, I'll get my wings.
Brother, you haven't even got your buttons.
Why don't you tell me your troubles?
Oh, you're balmy, that's why.
Well, then humor me. Do you good to talk.
Yeah. Well, that's about all I have left in life. Just talk about it.
Well, talk.
Oh, I was going to knock 'em dead, I was. I was going to shake the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I was going to see the world, build things, do things, travel. The Taj Mahal and silken Samarkand and the moon pools of the East and Everest and the deep Aegean. Yeah. Pipe dreams.
Why?
Well, my deaf ear, for one thing.
Oh, that was when Howie, your kid brother, fell through the ice back in 1919.
I jumped in to save him. Hey, how'd you know that?
I read it in the Gabriel Daily Trumpet.
Well, anyway, I got an ear infection. It was weeks before I could go back running errands at the Gower drugstore. So what does Gower do? He hits me in my bad ear.
Why?
Well, he just heard about his son. He died in college from typhoid. Gower had been drinking. I wouldn't deliver some medicine for Mrs. Blaine's little girl because the bottle he took it out of was marked poison.
Dear.
Now, Doc Gower smacked my bad ear, and I guess I cried. But I finally made him understand his mistake.
Was Doc Gower grateful?
Well, he cried.
11
years later, he bought me a fine set of pigskin luggage to take on my world trip.
Oh, then you did go away.
There was a girl in town named Mary. We'd grown up together, and she was engaged to Sam Wainwright. I had an hour or so before train time, and I stopped over at Mary's house.
Well, George, just think. After all these years and all your planning and saving and wishing, you're going to realize your great ambition.
This is the most exciting day of my life, Mary.
We'll miss you terribly in Bedford Falls.
Well, I'll only be away a year.
You'll write, won't you?
I'll send you a golden apple from the Garden of the East for your wedding present.
Thanks. I'll make golden applesauce out of it.
What's the matter? Did I say something wrong? Hey, doorbell's ringing.
I know the doorbell's ringing. Don't you sneak away, George Bailey. I want to talk to you.
Mary, I'm looking for George.
Uncle Billy, what brings you over here to Mary's?
George, your father's just had a bad stroke.
Oh, no.
Dad, is he?
No, but I don't think you'd better start on your trip, George. Not just now, anyhow.
Well, go on, George.
Well, Dad was gone that same night. I'd give old man Potter his chance.
Old man Potter?
Yeah, richest man in town, a banker, a big stockholder in our loan company. We'd always fought Potter on a lot of issues, and now he wanted the loan company to dissolve so he could rule the roost in Bedford Falls. Potter and I had it out a week after Father died, right in the boardroom of the loan company. Now, just a minute there, Potter. Now, just hold on here just a minute. I admit that in the 25 years since Father and Uncle Billy here started this loan company, we didn't make any money. I admit that. But who gave the low-income people in this town decent homes to live in, huh?
You did?
Yes, Mr. Potter, we did. Who built Bailey Park of model dwellings where you wanted to put Poor Cemetery?
You did.
That's right, we did. We gave this town those things. We gave Bedford Falls and its
That's
citizens...
the trouble with you, Baileys. You gave everything. No wonder you never made any money.
What's galling you, Potter?
Mr. Potter to you, Bailey.
My nephew is Mr. Bailey to you, Potter.
Your nephew's wet behind the ears, you mindless fool.
Say that again. Say that again.
Just keep out of this, Uncle Billy. I'll handle Potter.
Mr. Potter, the stripling.
What's eating you is that you can't gain control of this loan company, Mr. Potter. It's up to this board to decide what to do about the company now that Father's gone. But if I can do anything to help keep Bailey Park a reality and to keep Potter from making people crawl to him when they need help, just count me in, gentlemen. Count me in. As a result of that speech, the board voted to continue the loan company if I'd remain as vice president.
Goodbye, Twipple-on the world, huh?
Yeah. At least until Brother Harry came home from college to take over for me. Only Harry came home with a wife.
Well, that's co-education for you.
Yeah. But did his wife's father have to give Harry a big job out of town?
Oh, I see. Leaving you holding the bag with the loan company.
Yeah. Hey, what's that music?
That's a church hymn. Old 100. Seems to me Mary sang it that day long ago. Remember? In the church choir. After church, you walked Mary home. Remember, George? Remember?
Come in for a minute, George.
Well, just for a minute.
Here, let me take your hat and coat.
Mary? Who sat down there with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
What's he want?
Well, I don't know. What do you want, George?
Me? Well, not a thing. I just came in to get warm.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
Well, tell him to stop. It's Sunday.
Hey, now, look here, Mary. I didn't come here to...
What did you come here for?
Well, I just walked you home, that's all.
Lots of girls ogling you at church. Why pick on me?
Well, now, listen, Mary,
Why don't you go home?
Well, I will.
Thanks.
Where's my hat?
You got it on.
Thanks.
You're entirely welcome.
Goodbye.
Deaf in one ear and blind in both eyes. That's you, George Bailey.
Now what's the matter?
You ought to see a specialist. You can't even tell when the girl you've walked to school with all your life. Oh, go see a big eye, ear, nose, and throat man.
Why, Mary. Hey, Mary. Hey, let's go and see a specialist together. Reverend McAllister, big hymn, sermon, and wedding ceremony man, huh?
And so you were married, huh, George?
Yeah, I had about $2,000 saved, and it looked like a fine chance to combine that world trip with a honeymoon.
What?
A little thing called the Great Depression.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a run on the loan company started by some false rumors of Potters. At the last minute, Mary threw in the $2,000. It was just enough to reassure our investors, and we didn't have to close up.
And you didn't have a honeymoon either.
No, but Potter was licked again. So when he called me into his office one day, I was just about the most surprised man in Bedford Falls.
Well, I want to tell you, George, my lad, that during the Depression, you and I have been about the only ones kept our heads in this town.
Thanks, Miss Potter.
Yeah, all that talent, and where did it get you? 28 and 29, married, and making $40 a week.
45.
And you're the smartest young fellow in town.
All right. Now, what's your point, Mr. Potter?
I want to hire you.
You want to hire me?
Manage my affairs, run my properties. $20,000 a year.
Dollars?
And 2 months vacation with pay before you start work. Take yourself a little jaunt around the world first, eh?
Everest, the Vale of Kashmir, and the moon pools of the east, and the deep Aegean, and the whispering Aurora.
Well, George?
Well, but what about the loan company?
Well, what about it? We'll dissolve it.
Oh, no. I don't want your dirty job.
What?
You sit here and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't.
You're out of your mind.
I won't let you buy me away from the people who depend on me.
Robbie.
And I've made my decision, Potter.
And may it stick in your craw to regret as long as you live, George Bailey. May it stick in your fool craw.
You are listening to the Hollywood Screen Directors presentation of It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jimmy Stewart, with Arthur Q. Bryan as the angel, and introducing the director of the film, Frank Capra.
George, after your marriage to Mary Chase and your very spunky rejection of Potter's offer to manage his affairs, what happened? How'd it go?
Oh, I stuck it out a few more years with the loan company. Then the war. Doc Gower and Uncle Billy sold war bonds. And Harry. Oh, my kid brother Harry shot down 2 Jap suicide planes just as they were about to crash on a transport full of U.S. troops.
Well, what about you?
I was 4F.
The bad ear?
Well, it just wasn't in the books for me to get out of Bedford Falls, that's all.
Well, it brings us to tonight, Christmas Eve. What made you want to jump off the bridge into the river?
I can give it to you fast. The bank examiner came to check our books, and we were $8,000 short. Next question.
Where did the $8,000 go?
Well, if I knew, I wouldn't be here on the bridge, would I?
No.
All I know is that I sent Uncle Billy to deposit $8,000 to our account over at Potter's Bank. Uncle Billy talked to Potter for a while in Potter's office, and then he went over to the teller's window to deposit the money, only it was gone.
Well, where?
How do I know where? I was almost insane. I questioned Uncle Billy half the night trying to locate that missing $8,000, but it was no use.
Please, George, please don't ask me any more questions. I can't think anymore.
You've got to think anymore, you stupid, fumbling fool. I've got to have that money. Do you realize what this means to us? It means bankruptcy and scandal and shame and prison. Now, one of us is going to jail for this, but it's not going to be me. I've had enough of being the fall guy for this crummy little town. You can just deal me out of this one. I've given up my years and my ambition for the people of this town, and all I've got is frustration and disappointment. And I've had just about as much as I can swallow. It's sticking in my craw, just like Potter said it would.
Well, maybe Potter would lend you $8,000.
Potter?
Maybe.
Potter? Well, yeah, it's their only chance.
Well, what about all your fine friends you've done so much for, George? Why don't they lend you the money,
Well, they don't have that kind of money, Mr. Potter. You know that. Now, please help me.
Yeah. Well, what kind of security do you have? Any stocks?
No, sir.
Bonds?
No, sir.
Real estate collateral of any kind?
Well, I've got a $15,000 life insurance policy.
What's its loan value?
$500.
$500. Look at you. You were going out and lick the world once. What are you now? You're a miserable clerk crawling in here on your hands and knees and begging for help. $500. Now, you're worth more dead than alive.
Oh, that's very true.
So you want me to help you, huh? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest.
Arrest?
Misappropriation of funds.
Arrest, but Mr. Potter...
Merry Christmas, George.
And so, because you were worth $500 alive and $15,000 dead, you thought killing yourself would make everybody happier?
Better still, I should never have been born.
What's that? What's that you said?
I said I wish I'd never been born.
That's what I thought you said. George, they've granted your wish. And maybe I've got the scheme to win me my wings. Angel first class.
What wish?
George, you've never been born.
Oh, stop it, will you? You're talking like an idiot.
Am I, George? Let's see.
Here's me, man. Got a match?
Who are you?
Come in, Doc. Come in.
Got a match, anybody?
Hey, you're Doc Gower, the druggist.
I was Doc Gower, the druggist. Until I poisoned a little girl by mistake.
Oh, no, wait a minute,
Been
Doc.
drunk ever since.
No, Doc, don't you remember? I discovered your mistake, and I warned you just in time.
Oh, yo.
Well, don't you remember me? I'm little George Bailey. I ran errands for you.
Nobody named George Bailey ever worked for me. Match?
Here you are, Mr. Gower.
Now, all I need is a cigar.
Here you are, Mr. Gower.
Obliged. God rest you, merry gentlemen. May none of you...
Oh, wait, Doc.
Let him go, George. Let him go.
That broken old derelict, Doc Gower?
Well, you weren't born, George, so you couldn't prevent that broken old derelict.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, I'm going home.
Home? What home? You never lived.
Oh, shut up now. Cut it out. You're crazy.
Let's see if I am. We'll go to your home. Ride the bleak wind, George Bailey. Let's see where you live. Let's see.
But I tell you, this boarding house can't be my mother's house.
Knock again.
Oh, this broken down old shack, my mother's house?
Knock again, George Bailey.
All right, but
There's no vacancy.
Mother.
What are you talking about?
Mother, please help me. There's something terrible's happened to me. Just keep me here until I get over it.
I never saw you before in my life. Don't take in strangers unless somebody I know sent them.
Uncle Billy sent me, your brother.
You knew him.
Well, of course I know him. I saw him just today.
That's a lie. He died in the insane asylum after old man Potter took over the loan company. Why do you lie to me?
Mother, please.
Good night.
Mother.
Come on, George. We've other places to go.
Why are we in the public library on Christmas Eve?
Some people work late if they're lonely and have no Christmas to go home to. Like that pinched-looking woman at that desk there.
Mary.
Yes?
Mary.
The library's closed, you know.
Mary, you're my wife.
You must be quite out of your senses.
Now, look at me. Look at me, Mary. I'm George. I'm your husband. We're married.
I never married. Man I'd marry never was born, if you must know. I hate them.
Mary, now look at me. I'm George Bailey. You're Mrs. George Bailey.
I'll call the police.
Mary, you must listen to me.
Hello.
Mary.
Hello.
Mary, listen to me.
Give me the police and hurry.
It's very dark on this road.
Yes.
And cold.
Stop here.
Where are we?
Potter's Field.
You mean Bailey Park?
I mean the poor cemetery.
You mean my low-cost home development?
Look where you stand.
Gravestones.
Here dwell in final squalor and humility the nameless, the vagrant, the very poor, the disinherited. You put them here.
I tell you, no, I built Bailey Park on this ground.
Read that tilting gravestone at your feet. Read.
In memory of our beloved son, Harry Bailey, 1911-1919. This isn't true. Harry's alive today. He went to war. He shot down 2 planes that saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Your brother Harry broke through the ice at the age of 9.
It's a lie. He saved the life of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died.
No.
You killed those men on that cruise ship. You wished it so.
I didn't.
You.
Please.
You.
No.
Yes. Harry wasn't there to save those men because you weren't there to save Harry. You wished it so.
Yes. Forgive me, Clarence.
You see, George, you'd have lived a pretty wonderful life if you'd only been born a strong and useful life.
I know now. I know that no man is an island unto himself. I know now that our lives are woven inseparably one to another. I know that life bestowed by the Almighty is for no man to reject.
Then my work is done.
Wait, Clarence. Help me. Help me get back. I want to live again. I'm glad I was born. I want to live again.
When you hear the musical chimes, I will have won my wings. Guardian angel, first class.
Send me back, Clarence. Send me back to life again.
Live, George Bailey.
Send me back.
Live.
Thank you, God.
Live.
Thank you.
Live.
George!
Live.
George!
What? Mary.
Oh, George, darling.
Mary, how'd you know I was here?
I was so afraid for you. I thought of the bridge, too.
I'm sorry, Mary.
Oh, please come home. We've been looking for you.
Looking for who?
The whole town. Everyone in Bedford Falls that you ever helped. And that's everybody.
I know, but there's $8,000 missing from the loan company.
They know that. And they've taken up a collection to help you for all you've done for them. There's more than $8,000 under the Christmas tree.
No.
Cash, money orders, and checks.
No.
Yes.
Well, hallelujah.
Merry Christmas, George.
Hey, Mary. Hey, listen.
I didn't hear anything.
When you hear the musical chimes...
What chimes?
Attaboy, Clarence. Attaboy.
Our guest will return in just a moment. Next week, the NBC Theater brings you another outstanding motion picture story to the microphone as we present the romantic drama Hold Back the Dawn, and our star will be Charles Boyer. And now, here again is tonight's star, Jimmy Stewart, and screen director, Frank Capra.
Say, Frank, do you mind if I ask you a professional question?
Not at all, Jimmy.
How do you turn out so many wonderful pictures? What's the secret, anyway?
You really want to know?
Yeah, I really do.
Clarence.
Huh?
Clarence, the angel.
What do you... Well, you mean the character in the story?
Oh, sure, he's been around for years. Stands behind my right shoulder and tells me what to do when I'm in trouble. He practically directs all my pictures.
Uh-huh. Clarence, huh? On a movie set.
Yeah, well, it was a little difficult at first.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He didn't have a Screen Directors Guild card.
Oh. Well, tell me, Frank, if Clarence was so smart, how come we had to shoot the last scene of It's a Wonderful Life 5 times?
Oh, that. Well, you see, Jimmy,
Yeah.
that...
Hey, Capra, better quit while you're even. Say goodnight. Let's get out of here.
Okay, Clarence. See how he keeps me out of trouble? Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks.
And good night to you, Jimmy Stewart and Frank Capra. It's a Wonderful Life is presented to the courtesy of Paramount Pictures, whose current release is Bride of Vengeance, starring Paulette Goddard, John Lund, and MacDonald Carey. Jimmy Stewart can currently be seen in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer production, The Stratton Story. Frank Capra is currently producing and directing the Paramount picture Riding High, starring Bing Crosby. Included in tonight's cast were Arthur Q. Bryan, Joseph Granby, Hans Conried, Irene Tedrow, Georgia Backus, Herb Butterfield, and Barbara Eiler. It's a Wonderful Life was adapted for radio by Milton Geiger, and original music was composed and conducted by Henry Russell. Production was under the supervision of Howard Wiley, associate producer Bill Karn. Your announcer has been Frank Barton. Listen again next week when the NBC Theater presents
Screen Director's Assignment. Production, Hold Back the Dawn. Director, Mitchell Lyson. Star, Charles Boyer.
The NBC Theater came to you from Hollywood. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.